Mason, you need to post your Pepe.
I'll find one.
It needs to be moderately different than the other two, but still the same format.
I'll find a funny Pepe.
We need to all be our special snowflake.
Alright, I'm gonna do the Twitch thing. Where
Yo,
like
the Twitch thing?
Yeah.
I looked up funny Pepe. Oh, it said funny Peppa Pig. I meant Pepe Pog.
Pepe Pog.
Pepe Pog.
Can you...
Pepe Pog. Oh,
All
here
right.
we go.
Let's...
We're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're just waiting for Emma to get in here. I'm going to go to my Discord and then...
We just gotta wait for this all to get set up. In the meantime, Mason's trying to find the poggers that works.
Listen, I found one. It's great.
I will post it. See what...
I know, I'm getting there. Don't worry. Don't rush it. It's art.
Emma, we cannot.
Emma, we can. No, I can hear her now. I can hear her.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see? No, that's not. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's good. All right. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, Malcolm. Everything I say is wrong. Okay. Yeah, everything I say is wrong. All right. Everyone ready?
Hold on. We gotta plug this when we need to.
I was gonna say give us like 2 to 3 minutes to plug stuff.
Let's get on Twitter.com.
Emma, plug this wherever you feel it's necessary, except for the list.
I thought about it, and it's just a terrible idea. I think.
Look, I know you already plugged your own Discord.
What?
What's up?
I think a good place would be Ludwig's community stream.
I was gonna post there as well.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Should do that.
Would suffice.
So it doesn't get lost, so it's like...
Whatever Tommy says, he's wrong. Soupy, Tommy has some special opinions, but we allow him to have those.
I mean, I have special...
in my Discord.
I have special opinions that don't involve anime.
Post it in Madcord and see how pissed they get. No, explicitly ping everyone who's watching Pancreas right now and be like, hey guys, I don't know if you've heard, but...
Balls. Yo, let's go. Someone's saying balls. Of course. Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, I can get... I feel like I could give like a prelude to the type of opinions that you... like that I have, but I think that I would be destroyed, so I'm not going to say them.
Owned by facts and
logic.
logic.
Do you want me to give you an example?
I love Pancreas to watch this. It better be good. Next is, have you seen Pancreas yet? Or was that...
I'm in movie night. Here you go, Matt. I'm just gonna post
Emma, what's your Twitter so I can plug it?
I haven't tweeted it out yet. Here. My Twitter. It's I think Emily VIII underscore.
Okay.
Emily VIII underscore.
Get it?
I think I found it. Is it it's a Love Live girl?
Yeah.
Abby? Word.
Yeah.
Sick.
Let's go, Mackie.
Alright, let's present this.
It's not Maki right now.
Okay,
what was your favorite one you watched?
Let's see.
I liked Maki. I liked Hanukkah because I like pro tags.
Ben, why does Ben hate Maki so much?
I understand it.
What do you mean you understand it?
No, like I get it, because Hanukkah's probably was my favorite, but I'm a basic bitch that loves pro tags. So.
Let's see.
I'm a Goku apologist. What do you expect from me?
Goku apologist. Okay. Let me make sure that the screen people are seeing what I am seeing. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what is your...
We should be fine. But... Oh shit! 20 viewers. Yeah. That is far more than I'm used to. All right.
Yeah, Heater Center eyes.
Hey, I get to be an e-boy. Hey, Private Omega.
Okay, Brendan. Okay.
Are you guys just laughing at how I said I get to be an e-boy?
Okay, Brendan's. What happened?
No. Plugging it in my tournament cord.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Yo, any of you guys who are...
You know the problem is you said it, and there were multiple ways they could have gone.
All right, guys.
Okay,
if you aren't already in Redder, go to my Discord. It's fun.
I want to go to your Discord.
Sure. Wow. Yeah, you can go to my Discord. I'm just bad at advertising it.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, wow, wild.
I need to get better at my social media management. That's actually something that I'm working on. as we speak.
That is the first step to becoming a true e-boy.
That is true.
That's true.
That's
I
fine.
think we've,
I know. I've tried.
I think we've stalled for enough time. I think we're good to go.
All right.
Yeah,
All I'm gonna ask is chat, if anyone's low on audio or like there's some kind of technical issue, let us know. But otherwise, we'll just get going.
Yeah. Please,
Oh, boy.
please advertise the stream if you want people to witness.
If my voice suddenly sounds like
you,
Daft Punk.
Yeah. All right.
Mage in particular.
Okay. I'm
Hololive.
going to.
That's depraved.
All right. Let me just get my stream manager up so I can see notifications. His name is John. Oh shit! I got a host.
I wonder from who.
Who was it?
Go, Dread.
I actually don't know who it was.
You're popping off, man.
Wait, who was it actually?
Do you have a fun emote for it?
It's the John Cena.
Oh, who was it
God.
actually?
Mine is.
Oh, it
when
was
someone's
you.
hosting me,
Nice
it's
job.
It's Macho Man
Yes,
Randy
it was
Savage. When
Nice
someone's
job.
hosting
Alright.
my stuff, it's Macho Man being carried in.
All right. I think we're ready to start whenever.
Yes, we are.
I say, yeah, no, we can give it maybe one more second.
No, just go.
Let's go.
Okay, all right. Let me start.
Oh, no.
Let me start because people are probably getting impatient. Hello, everybody. I am a person named Dreadfighter.
Dreadfighter FE.
And
I'm
Dreadfighter
actually not a
Fireman.
person. I'm an incorporeal entity.
Yeah. Oh shit, we got a host from, or no, well, Chris followed. I need to actually. Wow, Dread starts right on RTN stream. Yay.
Yeah.
Whoever hosted, thank you. I need to get my.
We got the time slot unlocked.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, thank you for the host. This is just gonna be. Alright, now
Alright.
let's get going.
Yes, please.
Let's go.
Alright.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can
yes.
see this. So
Yeah,
basically,
we can
if y'all were here for the first one, it's round 2.
Yeah, basically, I sent out a poll to a bunch of groups and said, hey, if you have any spicy takes on how anime should work or how certain shows are, please let me know. So I took a bunch of those results from friends, communities, discords, or just online forums, and I formatted them as need be. And so we'll be having a podcast/roast of many different takes across many different kinds of anime, manga, and meta topics in general.
Basically, it's
So
just
we'll see how this goes.
we're potential. Some of our own take.
Entirely unrelated, but you should post on AniList next time, but stream.
No.
No, we could do do that, but I am afraid that people are gonna come in here and
An unnamed member of this call suggested that we plug the stream to AniList, and
Thanks for the bit,
benefit of all of our sanity
I
and
think
health.
it's a good idea.
I was gonna...
Remember to make eye contact, guys. Your grade will be lowered if you don't. Okay. I wish I had my. I'd have my. I was gonna have my face cam on, but I don't want to screw up the layout.
Professor
So.
Devu, I forgot to bring my laser pointer today. How many points do I get deducted?
All right. So yeah. In a nutshell, a bunch of people, very special individuals, decided to send their various hot takes to one Refried Jeans, including some of the people in this podcast. So.
It's true.
Yep.
And with that.
Do I type exactly how I talk?
Well,
Let's find out.
Well, we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna move onward. We're gonna have introductions. So meet the call members, which is 5 of this time. We have Emma as our guest, but we'll get to her. First, we have me, Dreadfighter, aka Tommy. I've seen 278 shows, though I think a few more times at the time of this list. I've seen 80. I've wasted 80.7 days of my life watching anime.
You've invested. You've invested.
Yeah, invested. My favorite band is Queen. I like Queen. My favorite video game is Pokemon Soul Silver, though I kind of will admit that's kind of nostalgia bias. I just really like that game. And my top 5 anime in order are, as you can tell by the beautiful picture of Gintoki spilling beer onto his crotch, Gintama, Steins Gate, Monogatari, Hunter x Hunter, Gurren Lagann. Though it's, I will say, like, last time, throw Attack on Titan in there over Gurren Lagann, even though Gurren Lagann's still, like, top 6.
Tell me next time.
No, I forgot. It's fine. It's, no.
Contrary to what you might believe, I don't make this presentation as you're going along with
No.
it.
No. That's, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying that's my fault for not informing
Tommy
you.
is currently highlighting over slide 4. I'm currently on slide 6, typing away and doing spelling checks.
Alright, okay, let's move on to the next person. Just be it. I like Attack on Titan now because I saw it recently. I forgot to inform the person who was in charge of the presentation. Next person.
Recency bias is poggers.
Oh, look, it's him.
Hey, it's me. I'm Refred Jeans. Call me Brendan if you want. It's a cool name. Go with it. Yeah, if you like, I mentioned before, I'll mention it again. I have a 9.0 shows watched to days watched ratio, so short stuff's good.
That's efficiency, folks.
Let's see. Listen to Pup if you don't. They're cool. Play Star Fox if you haven't. It's cool. Watch my top 5. They're all cool. That's all I gotta say.
Wow.
Facts.
Facts. All right. Next person, the hack guy.
What the fuck is that hard?
Why?
Who did that to the team?
All I'm going to say is there were many, many worse options I could have picked. Be grateful.
I know there's worse options.
Who did that to Vic?
Why?
Anyhow, hi, I'm Hack Guy. You can also call me Vinay if you want. I've watched way too much anime.
Same.
Favorite musician is Porter Robinson. Favorite game is like Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, and those are like my top 5. So yeah, watch them.
Explorers of Sky is a good game.
It is a good game.
All right. You good? In that case, next.
Oh, what a face. Yeah, so I'm young Mace YMG Mason. Just call me Mace in the chat. It works. Mace. Don't personally unfazed by what people call me, basically. So I've watched 89 shows, as you can see, very long shows, incredibly long shows.
They're good.
I really like Yay, but that was a really hard choice between like Yay, Outcast, and a bunch of others. Persona 5 Royal is my favorite single-player game.
Good.
But I love way too many fighting games. Most in particular, Guilty Gear. Yeah, top 5. Pretty straightforward.
Almost a show per day.
Watch all that. Watch half of one. Read all of it.
You
and
can
then
say
watch
One
the most
Piece.
recent arc. Yeah, One Piece. Yeah, read One Piece.
I
Watch
will-
the rest of these, and then watch parts of One Piece.
I will continue One Piece eventually. All right. You good? All right. Next
Yeah.
person, Emma. Get ready to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Emma. It looks like I've watched a lot of shows, but I really haven't. I'm just not good at finishing them.
Oh, that's a classic.
Understandable.
Runs out like 3 episodes in. It's like, I got my fill.
My paused list is very big. I have like 7 things on there.
It's okay. I have 4. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my top 5 is really outcast from the others.
That's the whole point of us having guests. We want to have different perspectives.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah.
also.
Some new head.
I should
It
also.
helps us because I can also put in some slides that otherwise only 4 of us can't do, because it would just be Mason ranting the whole time about something that us 3 wouldn't have any context over.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Okay.
another thing about Naruto.
An alternate timeline. This slideshow immediately turns into Skyrim. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
No, because like, you know what? I won't.
Yeah.
That meme.
On to the next slide. It's
All right. It'll take too long to explain. There is no time to explain. Next slide.
Ain't that crazy? Oh yeah, one of these things.
One of these.
Hey,
Yes.
remember how I had to collect all the Annie lists and stuff? I figured, hey, I'll take some data and pump it here. These are all our compatibilities.
How's the
Explain.
work on that going?
Fine. I just figured I'd do work on other things while I waited for some time to work on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
What
Emma,
is?
I'm so sorry. I just haven't watched anything you've watched, apparently.
That's not true, actually, as you'll soon
Wait.
learn.
Oh
wait.
boy, I
I'm
can't
looking
wait.
at the isn't like you.
Yeah.
I wonder what that could possibly mean.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna
wonder.
find out.
It's true.
Yeah. See, clearly from this we can see my taste is the best.
Hack guy is agreeable guy.
Yeah, no, he's very. I agree with Hack Guy's opinions on most
I've
things.
also just watched like so many fewer shows than like the 3 of you, which might be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. It's like, it's not like everyone else here has seen, Poppy the Performer and
Yeah.
That
Degree Sign and
Hanoka.
Fucking Hanoka.
Naria Girls.
Listen, Listen, that's my concrete revolution right there. None of y'all seen that shit, and I know that for a fact.
That is true.
How did I?
Everyone's got their own like weird niche things on their list.
Yeah, cutie honey, only Brendan.
That's only him. That is only him.
By the way, Almi, I can assure you that your take got in. I'm not gonna say what. I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, just for context, Brendan's the only one going into this knowing what the takes are.
Someone has to make this.
There's a chance that a few of us will have to defend our own takes, and that'll be interesting when it comes to it.
A few of us.
I don't know.
All of us.
I don't know. All of us.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know for sure, but yeah, this list displays compatibility.
Also, as a heads up, to make sure that we don't end at
5 a.m.
2020 or 2025 or whatever, I'm gonna put on a timer for every slide.
Tragic.
Truly
a tragedy.
All right, guys.
Let's get going.
It's PTI.
Just going to let everyone know that there are in fact spoilers related to shows that we are talking about. So before people complain and be like, "Hey, I got spoiled," we warned you.
If you see a show that comes up that you haven't watched yet, mute, go away for 5 minutes, come back.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's an actual timer this time.
Yeah, no, we have a natural timer.
Well, the timer's a maximum, but
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, basically, typical spoiler warning you see at the top of your regular YouTube videos, all that stuff.
And with that, let's begin.
Let's go.
Here's a hot take. The phrase "you just need to get to this episode" is always valid, regardless of the length of the show.
I'm gonna jump on this one, fellas. Fuck no.
Interesting. I think it's conditioned on the length of the show, and there should be like a hard ratio.
So here's the thing. Yes, One Piece is the longest, but from the jump, there's like reason to be invested. It's not like, you just need to get to chapter 200, you're good, dog. It's like, nah, the pilot is heat. Like, if you need yeah, you gotta try to say.
I don't think anyone's like talking about One Piece in particular here.
I just use it as an example because it's a common one.
No,
me and French One Piece Twitter go to bat.
I have never actually heard that about One Piece. Most people say like, yeah, pilot's pretty good. Some arcs in the middle suck.
Oh, here's the example that I think is brought up the most: Steins Gate.
Yeah, no, that's Steins Gate is like, really? I agree with that actually.
I think that there are two different versions of this. There's you need to get to this episode because that's when everything is going, and then there's you need to get to this episode because that's when things are actually good or watchable. Something like Demon Slayer taking 19 episodes to actually be like
cool.
Oh, and then the next episode it becomes complete garbage. Wow, crazy.
That's not a good example of you need to get to this episode. This was a slog to get through. This was boring and uninvesting. And then I got to one good moment that got immediately ruined, and then it turned into slog again. Versus Steins Gate, which is the beginning's kind of slow, but there's a reason for that. It's trying to develop itself. It's trying to give you, the proper amounts of exposition. And it's not like it's
a difference between deliberate and poor pacing.
I'd like to bring up another example that's kind of the flip side, like of what you said, where you were saying like there's like the show that gets good or like where everything comes together. An example of like a show where I think that happens is Gintama, because people say, it's not the thing where you skip the first 2 episodes because they suck or aren't as good as the rest of the show. It takes like 20 episodes to go from good to like actually really good. And I think with those types of shows, it's worth it. Like when you have like a large percentage of good to, just okay. But if it's like a show where the first like 20 to 30 episodes straight suck, then I don't want to like, even if like the next 100 episodes are good, the ratio just isn't there. Like it has to be at least decent, not terrible.
Yeah, watchable.
Listen,
exactly.
As someone who watched Naruto for like a decade, that's exactly what it is, because like you have like a amazing like best animation in the industry like once every like 200 or so episodes, and let me tell you, it's not worth it.
I
wouldn't recommend.
The buffer needs to be worth your time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, you should go to the next slide because it's an extension of this.
Oh, all right. I was gonna ask if Emma wanted to say anything on this, or
Dee brought it up, but like one people talk about a lot also is Black Clover.
I can see it,
yeah.
I think Black Clover is the anime fucking the actual story sideways.
The manga is like really
the manga has like a breakneck pace, and then the anime is just like, how about we don't?
We don't. Yeah.
All right, I'll move on to the next slide if you guys want, because you said it's an extension. So 1.5. There's nothing wrong with a series having a slow start. People who complain about having to quote unquote wait for an anime like to get good often just have no patience.
So the first sentence makes sense. The second sentence does not.
Typo.
Yeah, typo.
The second sentence doesn't make sense because of the typo in it.
I think like shouldn't be there.
It shouldn't, but beyond that, they're basically saying a lot of times people who are like, oh, like, you know, this show sucks because I had to wait like X amount of episodes to be like good.
My general rule of thumb is if you're not enjoying a slow burn during the slow burn phase, you're likely not going to enjoy it throughout. Just because it's like the build up to anything that starts slow is often just as important as the payoff.
Right.
And I feel like if you're not enjoying the build up fully, then like, what's the point of the payoff, really?
Exactly. I think the good example would be like One's Works, where it's like very deliberate, very slow paced until it isn't.
I mean, if you,
I mean, for me, it's like I think it's called build up for a reason. It needs to be building something up. It needs to get you like it needs to like. There needs to be something that's actually like keeping you invested and keeping you going. It's like, okay, I see something rising. Am I like, is my attention rising along with the stakes?
Hey, Chris. Oh yeah.
So, gentlemen, 10-second warning on this.
I just wanted.
10-second warning. Oh,
I wanted to add that like Regigigas, if something just because something is really good after slow start doesn't necessarily mean it was worth the time it takes to get to the part where it gets really good.
Where does Regigigas come in?
Because Regigigas has an ability called slow start. Yes, you skill swaps an anime.
Demon Slayer. By the way, Dread, you're on your stream. The picture's like a little bit too zoomed in to the point where like Emma's score is cut off. If there's a way to scroll out or zoom out a little bit.
I have to fix that.
Oh god.
Give me a second.
Not on our screen. It's only on the stream.
Yeah.
You just gotta fix the stream portions of it.
Let's figure this out.
If you can't do it, then so be it. Just go back to Brazil.
Give me a. Just give me one. Just give me 1 second. I can. No. I can fix it. I can. No. I can fix it. Just give me a sec. I actually don't know how that happened. It'll take.
We'll make it work.
No, it'll take 10 seconds. It's fine. It should be fine.
Can't wait forever, no matter how good Steins Gate is. 10 seconds can be a bit much. Well, the thing is, Steins Gate early on, I wasn't the biggest fan because I wasn't like super big into the characters being shown. I thought they seemed a little bit corny in ways I didn't like. The actual like premise of the show I thought was fine.
Just stall for like a second.
I think like the can't wait thing is always, or I mentioned it earlier, but like the build up should be interesting to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just don't watch it.
It's not a movie where like it has to hook you immediately. Like it can afford to have that like slow burn phase. Like I think that the like Mob Psycho and One Punch Man have that kind of down to a science, where like the build up is like very good, so that the payoff becomes incredibly cathartic while watching it.
I figured it should.
IMO.
It should be fixed now.
Just go into present.
Yeah,
just going to present. It should be Gucci game.
It should be fine now.
See how it looks.
I'm just gonna check it on stream.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good now.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Action scenes of insane build up. Yo, full agree. I stopped watching that show for some reason, but I think that show would like it's slow pace when it needs to be, but it definitely builds up properly.
Okay. Just let me know if the stream's good now. It should be.
We're good.
So we can move on. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God. I could only speak for Sour Bridge, so Vinay, you go first. I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, so the first take is mine.
Nice.
This was you?
That was me.
Yo. We gotta talk, buddy. We gotta talk.
All right. So, man,
okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Is it like better than like?
I think the first half of SAO is a very, very good like way of telling whether you're interested in just anime as a whole. Not because it's the best thing it has to offer, but because it's very like it's something that can only be done in the medium, and
right,
like
Dragon Ball, and that's also a good introduction to anime.
well, yes.
I mean, it's like,
but Dragon Ball
that
has
like...
that pop culture factor of it sort of transcends anime, which is why I don't count like shows that people generally watch in their childhood. Like otherwise, I'd put Pokemon here.
The thing is, most people watch Sword Art in their childhood. They're middle schoolers and they're like, "Wow, this looks sick," and they jump into it and they have no sense of being able to critique what's good.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, but that I've never said it has to be a good show. It's something that you watch and you say, "Wow, this is sick. I want to watch more anime."
Could I actually?
So here's the thing. Like, I'm the opposite. Where like I'll see something in a genre, and if it fucking sucks, I never want to watch anything of that genre again.
I mean,
like, what's the point? Like, I don't like isekais because every single isekai I've ever like tried to watch that isn't Konosuba, which is taking the piss on isekais.
I think there's like, there's some.
Again, I think you're misconstruing when I say this show sucks, right? Even as a stupid middle schooler, I knew this show sucked. However, watching it made me want to watch more shows.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand.
The thing is, like, you can say that
a lot of people I know who watched the show also had similar feelings, where it's like, this concept is sick as hell. Like, pity about the execution. The concept itself is great. If this is what anime can do as like at its worst, I want to see what it can do at its best.
But here's the thing: if you started with the best, would that have made a difference?
I feel like
I think it does. I actually think it does, but personally, I've seen it go both ways. Where one,
think about how I started.
People burn out really fast. Where they watch like Cowboy Bebop, like Steins Gate, all like the really like well-renowned stuff at the very start, and then immediately say there's nothing good in anime anymore. I'm out.
Well, that's their own problem.
I mean, that's
yes.
So I mean,
I started off very similarly because I'm a Toonami kid through and through. And like, when I started watching anime again, I went back and watched all that stuff, and a lot of it's really, really good.
I think
and
like
the thing is, like, I want to watch more stuff that's really, really good.
Bringing up
Dread and Emma, anything?
Oh yeah, for me, good point on Toonami. Like some of the first anime like I ever remember like watching is one that comes to mind is the Ice Shield dub that got canceled after 5 episodes, Bobo, then like a lot of other shit. Like honestly, I think there are better gateway introductions, but I will say though it is slightly off topic. One thing I will praise Sao Bridge for, or Sao for in general, is it gave us Sao Abridged and the meme lord known as Balls Deep 69.
So I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is. Only the real ones know what it is. But like, I think it's a classic. But there's like, I think it's perfectly fine to like, if I can see what you're saying, and that like it can be a good. You have an idea if you're interested in like different types of anime that are better. Also, you can. I don't know if you've also seen Overlord. I can't even comment on that. I have seen neither of those, so I have no idea.
I've read part of anything. And it was like,
you got anything, Emma?
No.
Alright, cool.
I just want to say this: something being worse than another bad thing doesn't mean the other thing isn't bad.
Yeah, that is very very.
Overlord's pretty mediocre across the board. I think both these shows have fine concepts, but the execution just kind of is mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, only cool thing I've seen from I don't know. The other thing that turns me off from ever watching Overlord is it just seems kind of like generic. Or I've heard it's generic.
It's in the quartet.
It could have been something more interesting, but they went very generic.
Wait, what?
Wait. The Konosuba and Yojo Senki are in quartet. What are you talking about?
Wait, Sao had that?
Before I knew that quartet was in there. There was a quartet.
Mason, you might actually like Yojo Senki. Who knows?
Yeah, you might.
No, you would, dude. It has Paul.
I like Drifters, but
it's
I
actually
that's like actual isekai.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about any of the weird stuff on stream in Sao because we should be moving on anyways.
Let's go.
We didn't include a certain show for some reason.
Let's move on.
I haven't seen Sao. I don't want to talk about Sao anymore. Next one. Perfect Blues and Overrated. I don't.
All right.
You talk about this one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this is Matt's opinion. I've heard him say this before.
I'm gonna try Matt because I actually haven't seen this yet and I don't want to be spoiled.
I forget because I'm a moron that doesn't put the movies they watch in their analyst. I've watched this movie. It's really fucking good.
Well, this is one of the most immersed. This is one of the movies where I felt the most immersed I've ever like felt. This movie was fantastic. I thought.
Yeah. No, this is like straight up 9 for me. Like 9/10.
when I hear people say that this movie is overrated or they just don't get it, it usually means that they weren't immersed enough to feel like the gimmick behind it was like worth investing in. Because for those who don't know, and this isn't like super spoilery, the whole plot of Perfect Blue is there's this woman who's part of this troupe of idols, but she decides, I want to go off on my own and be my own actress, my own singer, so on and so forth. And so it shows her journey through the industry trying to like make it on her own, but there's some people who don't agree with that. Some fans, some people around her, and she starts noticing things are getting a little weird. Scenes that are being shown aren't happening. There's really like sleek transitions, and it's hard to tell what's real and what's fake, or what's from her perspective or what's from others' perspectives. And it's like this really trippy experience where we're trying to like piece together what's happening.
Yeah.
I was super invested through the whole thing, and it doesn't really spoil a lot. Like I only realized things like probably 30 seconds before the grand reveal happened, and even then thought it was sick.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really solid movie, and it's one of those things where even if you're half paying attention to it, you're not gonna get a good experience.
Like you like, this isn't just the kind of thing where you play on a second monitor and like play Flappy Bird. No, you have to like be focused on this.
Yeah, it is a movie that like like any well-made film, like you got to be paying attention to really get into it, because it's like the shit you notice, and it's rewatchable too. That's the thing. It's not like a one and done. It's like you want to watch it to like, and you'll pick up new shit every time you watch it.
I will say, like, for a movie from 1998, the animation is fantastic. I know some people don't like one or two of the faces in it, but like, just give it a go. It's like it's a movie that's, you know, rated R. It's a bit rough in some spots. It's horror. It's psychological horror, but you know, give it a try. That's my recommendation. From there, I think we're good to move on. I have to ping Dread.
Let's go.
Okay, right. we're ahead of schedule on this.
Okay,
one.
Alright, yeah, no, I didn't want to actually be spoiled because I mean to watch this, so I actually
definitely give it a go.
I'll give it a go when I get the chance.
I think Dread had a good take in chat.
Yeah, no.
Ball Super Broly is a good date night movie.
Yeah, it is, because Broly. I'll keep this brief because not
with the significant other, but with like the homies.
Yeah, no, with the homies. I mean, either way, the thing is, Broly has never seen a woman in his life, and he still knows to respect women. So
you watch Broly and then you tuck them all in. Good night. Yeah,
if every person could be a little more like Broly, the world would be a better place. Alright. Anyways. Next.
Also, Vinay, I saw your comment in chat. I would not recommend Jinro for date night. That is.
What do you mean? A great movie for date night.
Some fairy tales just don't deserve to be told.
But yeah, I couldn't contribute this, so I'm just saying that Broly respects women, and we should all be more like Broly.
All right, next.
Next. Oh shit!
Oh,
wow, that's
no.
funny.
Oh,
That's
no.
actually great.
Hey, guys! There's 5
this one.
and this is 5 minutes. Good
All
luck.
right.
Okay, can I start with the first one because I've actually seen part of GT, and then the.
Okay, the first one's not a hot take at all. Like, okay, congratulations, whoever wrote that. That's like the coldest take ever.
It's a very cold. I still liked, from what I've seen of GT. I got bored GT like midway through the baby arc. I'm not gonna say Super's amazing, but I liked it more than GT.
Wait. Yeah, no, GT sucks.
Yeah.
GT's worse than Super because Super has a Tournament of Power, which has the Roshi final Kamehameha. So there's that, and like nothing in GT's as cool as that. And GT's not even canon, idiot loser. Come on.
True.
And then B, Dragon Ball was better and more. I mean, again, the coldest take ever. OG Dragon Ball is like
cold.
the GOAT. That's the average between of everything I've watched. OG Dragon Ball is a straight at 9 for me. It's so good. Goku's characterization.
What the fuck?
I mean, like that sounds like someone who hasn't actually like read or watched it. Because he's a naive person who knows nothing about the world. So like the whole point of him is that he is like this complete blank slate who just wants to like fight and get stronger and do what the person who raised him was shown to do, and there's a lot of like great moments within that. So like,
why did you put Take D in here?
Take D is.
I mean, are we referring to Mr. Popo?
I
think D is entirely hot though.
No, the thing is, I mean, they genocide races. I mean,
Well, like,
yeah,
well, no,
yes.
like, no, that's free. I mean,
that was that's a line.
I know that's not.
That's
I know it's not deep. I
Funimation.
know it's so.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is,
It's funny though.
But the thing is, they
like. I mean, are you strictly talking Mr. Popo?
like what are I mean, the thing is, they literally talk about how they genocide planets, like they're killing races.
Oh yeah, and E is correct. Who said that? Yeah. Chris said that. E is 1000% correct. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and Ultra Instinct are significantly less dumb than anything in Naruto and Bleach. And speaking of, I have a special treat for if we get to Naruto.
Yes.
I have a special treat. For the folks at home at the very end of this. At the very end of this.
Oh,
if you don't mind, Brendan, and it has something to do with one Madara Uchiha.
Going off the script. Oh no.
Oh no. What do you have in mind?
Oh no.
Is there a character stronger than Madara Uchiha? And I'm
please not now.
Maybe maybe later.
Folks, there'll be an answer.
All right.
Well, you have 2 more minutes if you want to say anything else about this.
Could I?
Yeah, go for it, Tommy.
Oh, I was going to say that I remember there was a time where I was getting back into anime and I was like, oh, DBZ, Dragon Ball Super's a thing. And I watched it like very fast and I was like, oh, this isn't necessarily the best thing I've ever seen in terms of like television, but like I still want to like keep watching because it's not like, it's more kind of a nostalgia grab than anything, which I think a lot of people think Super is at this point. But it's like, it's not as if I don't like it. Like I still gave it like a 7 because it was like.
The thing with DBZ is that you miss a lot of characterization from Dragon Ball if you haven't watched Dragon Ball or read Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I agree. I watched DBZ for the first time when it was airing on Nicktoons, like way back in the day, and I was like, I don't know like what 10 of these characters are, but like I can get a quick grasp of who they are, and so when inevitably I'll have them get blown up, I'm like, I feel no.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna feel bad when you see Tien and get smoked if you've never met Tien.
Also,
well, when you see Yamcha get cratered, it's like. Right. All you know about it is the memes of him in the hole. You don't actually like understand any of the significance behind it.
And Yamcha's like a really significant character in Dragon Ball. Like he's there from almost the beginning. Like
yeah.
So he's like there's a ton of stuff like that happens in Dragon Ball where it's just like people say Goku's like bland or whatever. Goku's development finished. Like in Dragon Ball, like he went from like a 12-year-old to like an 18-year-old over the course of that, and what we get there is like Goku's a finished character, and what you get is a static character interacting with the world from that point on.
Wait, B and G are opposites.
They are. That's just how people interpret hot takes. All right, 10 seconds.
Okay. Thing that is slightly off topic. If you don't know what Dragon Ball X is, watch it for a good shitpost.
Is that abridged?
No, it's an entirely different thing that you will only know if you look up.
My man's SSJ 9K.
All right.
Oh, I like that guy too. All
Let's
right,
go slide.
Here's a hot take. Shows that drag out conflicts because they do not allow characters to naturally have basic conversations do not deserve praise.
This is the classic rom-com love triangle drama.
Oh, this was a Mace Man one.
Oh, defend yourself.
I mean, I fully agree.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but defend yourself
anytime the conflict, the major emotional conflict, plot conflict, like if there's a fight that has to happen, and the only thing that is allowing it to happen is for people to all of a sudden act like dumb idiots and like be incredibly stupid and contrived. Basically, what I'm saying is that if it requires your characters to start sucking, it's not good.
This is how I felt with the entirety of Gamers.
I mean,
oh my god!
Oh,
the entire plot of Gamers was everyone under this mindset.
I've read part of it, and I just quit because it made my head hurt.
The love hexagon.
I mean, here's the.
So basically, what I'm saying is that if you're watching Nisekoi and all it takes is for Onodera to say to Raku, if you are reading and watching Nisekoi and Onodera and Raku are about to like go on a date together, but then all of a sudden in the trash there's the magic locket and that prevents them from going on a date, that's fucking stupid.
I mean, I think that if you have, I agree with your take, but from a slightly different angle, or if I'm not sure if it's what you meant to go with. I feel like if you don't have characters that have basic conversations, they don't feel like real people. So if they don't feel like real people, then these conflicts are just going to make me not feel any empathy, and they're just going to be like, yeah. Why am I watching?
The thing is, when you point out things like this, people will always immediately go to the defense of like, oh, that's just how anime works. It's like, why are we?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's how bad writing
was. That is a thing across all
media.
But I know anime in particular has that on like a variety of shows, particularly the rom-com genre, and it's like, well, people can be nuanced and have normal like functions too.
Have you ever gone to like where is like CBS or something at like a 11:30 show and just sat and watched it?
This is how all like 90% of sitcoms work out. In the first 5 minutes, something like this happens, and then no one talks about it, and then it all leads to this gigantic climactic moment, and they have their one apology at the last 2 minutes.
You just described.
That's the end of the show. And
you just
like, have makeup sex or whatever. Like
that's
what it is.
You just described like most of the episodes of George Lopez.
Yeah, no, again, basic sitcoms. It's like this isn't a anime specific thing. This is a writing specific thing.
Alright, how about this? I'll point out a show that isn't like those. Goddery has this. Goddery has this problem big time.
Yeah,
it does. I won't disagree.
I'm not a Goddery. There's so many moments where Ararag, he could just like, man, I have this conundrum issue. I don't know what to do about it. You know what he could do? Talk to one of the adults who's the expert on the field. But instead of like, you'll figure this out on yourself, and then you'll like almost die. But hey, you'll learn a valuable lesson about it.
I mean, I guess
Symphogear has this issue. Symphogear has this issue.
Oh yeah, Symphogear definitely has the issue.
Like again, that's like an action.
Season 3.
I just finished season 3.
I will slightly defend Monogatari in that I feel like it's, I don't know, I don't think you just come out to your parents and say that you have vampire superpowers.
This isn't about that. This isn't about scenes that involve like Guyan and Mei Mei and stuff like that. It's like, hey, there's this giant supernatural issue that's causing my friend to basically explode in the next 2 days. What do I do about it?
Yes, but are your parents going to necessarily believe you?
Because that's like his principle. But like with other adults, it's like, you know, they're just smiling, like you'll figure it out on your own, and then they walk away, and then he almost dies. But like, you know, this is all foretold.
How about Symphogear season 3, where at any point Hibiki could be like, I have trauma.
Wow.
Correct.
All right,
like,
so
at any point could be like,
guys.
I kind of had like turbo cancer and I recovered.
Wow.
Yeah, no, guys. Hibiki at any given moment in time could just say, "Guys, I'm scared," and then Chris could be like, "Oh, okay, Baka, idiot. It's okay. We'll clean up your mess." And then like I'd have like so many less issues with the show. Right. I'm not kidding.
Final minute. Anyone else have anything to say?
You got anything, Emma?
Fuck harem anime.
Yes. Yeah, fuck harem.
Hey, harem anime can be.
No,
it can't.
Yes, they can. Do you want me?
No, it can't.
Yes.
I have read every single harem manga. Do you really want to argue with me here?
I mean, have you? I feel.
Tetsuo-kun with a girl across the hall. That means, and then it just builds up from there.
Okay, I feel like I enjoy watching harem anime for all the wrong reasons. It's just it's trash.
Because it's trash is different from watching something and saying it's good.
I mean, it's like how I watch Shield Hero and I know it's bad, but I get enjoyment out of it.
All right, timer up. Let's move
on. I won't get too into harem anime. It's like, okay, Darling in the Franxx isn't that bad of a show. It gets an unfair amount of hate because of how its fan base treats it. You guys can go off on this.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right now, this wasn't me.
Who's the sex pervert? Who's the sex pervert?
Who's this?
All right, here's the thing. This isn't me, but I will still say I believe that the first, at least third of Franxx is a presentable mech anime with some weird champ moments.
So here's the thing. The moment the show like actually broke me, and it was the beach episode, and it's brain dead. And then there was the episode where like they're in the house. It's like, oh my god, there've been people like us before. What are we gonna do? But also, don't look at our boobs. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like it's like one of those things where it's the classic trigger thing where there's no fucking focus on anything. And there's like no driving force until there has to be, but also like it's so like trying to be high-minded. It's like trying to be smart, and it just isn't.
Now that I've watched Gurren Lagann,
I think a good demonstration
is trying to do that.
I just feel like
I think actually a good demonstration of that with Franxx is that the cast is either pretty good or downright miserable. Like if you look at the characters on the screen on the blonde hair dude, I actually liked a lot. Dude,
I like Goro.
Goro's the goat.
Goro's actually like a one. Goro's Y to 1. Goro's Y to 1, not a 0.
Like, I liked Gore from the start. And Ichigo at the beginning, I enjoyed. Blonde hair girl on top right, I actually liked a lot. But then you have the ones where it's like the Asuka ripoff, the purple hair one. It's like, why?
Or 02 in general. 02's horrible. Anyone who defends the show is just horny out their mind.
I mean, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I'm
like 02 is not a good character. You're just horny.
Her design's good. Her design is great.
Her design is good. Everyone is horny about.
So the entirety of Bleach has good designs. Do you think that means it's good?
I mean, a show can look slick as fuck. That doesn't mean it's amazing.
Exactly.
On top of that, actually, I think a good reason why I enjoyed it in the game was like I thought a lot of the mech scenes in the game were pretty cool. I liked the art style, I liked the design, I liked how the city looked. Like there was a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. It's Trigger's presentation will always be good. It's just that there's like negative, like they need to just outsource their writing staff.
Yeah, I said it before. I said George Lucas.
They did actually outsource it for Franks, but they outsourced it to A1.
Oh,
didn't they outsource it and didn't they back out after a certain point?
I do not remember.
I mean,
the production issues. All I know is that this Trigger.
I just remember hearing the ending of Darling in the Franxx and being like, what the fuck is this? And I'm just not going to watch it.
Sounds about right.
I don't want to talk about it because it just made me pissed. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to.
What are you doing here?
I don't want to talk about it.
Demon Slayer before Demon Slayer.
I don't want to.
You know that one gif of Franks where it's 02 eating the burger? Can they just replace the ending with that?
I mean, the thing is, I heard it.
That's what I hate.
I don't want to describe it.
She ate burger. She's so cute and wholesome. Oh, poggers. It's
I don't.
No, it wasn't. It was like when she was crying in the cockpit.
I don't want to describe. I don't want to describe it in depth. It's just like.
Wait, Mason, I'll send it to you.
I heard it, or like I heard how the show ended because I had no intention of watching it because I heard the last third of it became complete trash. So, my whole reaction. Oh yeah. By the way,
once Ichigo makes a certain move, it all just kind of.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it, man. I'm not watching this shit unless someone gives me like a pile of gold.
All right, we'll stop here. We'll let you do your thing with Deeb.
Yeah.
Deeb says I want a Mason wreck.
He wants a recommendation from you specifically.
Ooh.
Deeb, for reference, his favorite anime are Gurren Lagann and Code Geass.
He also likes
No, he wants a Mason wreck, not a Tommy wreck.
That's what his favorite anime is.
No, my favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, I'm saying what he likes.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have something to base it off.
Mason says, "Darling."
Gurren Lagann and that. So I mean, I suggest everyone watch Cowboy Bebop in general. If you like mech stuff, Gundam Thunderbolt is awesome.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No. But yeah, Gundam Thunderbolt's incredible. If you don't want mech stuff and just like in general. It's like nice 25 episodes. I love all of Shinichiro Watanabe's works with Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy, Carol and Tuesday. Like honestly, all of those I really like. So yeah.
Mason, I sent you his. Well, actually, wait. Did I? I'll send you his list. Well, I'll send you his list over the DM. Also, Emma, nice gift.
Thank you.
Oh, let me see.
So with that, we can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Mason, if you ever need downtime, you can look through that and see if you can pick a better pick.
Nice gift.
Yeah. No.
All right. Yeah, no, I didn't think of it. I
said I was gonna watch. I said my piece.
I mean, yeah, I just
plans to watch Space Dandy. Okay, we gotta start there.
I just wanted people to have a means to ask for anime recommendation in my chat with points. All right, next 7 for Nichijou. It's as good as people claim it is, but only up until the episodes where OP2 play. The Helvetica standard isn't funny more often than it is. The series has major repetition issues, particularly when it comes to reactions about shocking events and pain. So,
pick what you want to start with.
I think that 1 is bait. Personally, this is a very me thing. I don't think the show actually becomes really good until after the part where Nano starts going to school is around where the show like starts getting really good to me.
Yeah, one is definitely bait.
Yeah, no, 1 is, so I don't want to talk about that one. 2,
Well, actually,
Helvet.
I'm not kidding. This isn't bait. I've unironically heard this from a variety of people
Oh,
who
it's
think
not
that
bait?
once the skits start involving Nano in school, it's like not as interesting.
I mean,
Because I think they don't like
Really?
the dynamic that's created there.
they think so. It's like they think it's worse after that point. Okay, I think that's
Not because of the OP. It's just like, when OP2 plays, that's like
Yeah. Oh, that's what it meant. That's what it meant. If it like said up until Nano came to school, that would be. I get that now. I mean, personally, I'm kind of the opposite, where I think it gets better after a certain point.
I think Ninja is also weird, where it's like a lot of people just don't get it for the first couple episodes, but then they really start liking it once they get to into the groove of things.
I think it definitely gets better over time. Any of you guys got anything else to say about the first one before we go to the second one?
I think the designs are cute. That's about it.
I mean, they're pretty cool.
It's a good show.
I think
cutesy show.
I think Helvetica Standard is sometimes I do just kind of watch and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. So I'm not going to necessarily disagree with it. Like, there weren't a ton, like, even though it's been a while since I watched Nichijou, it didn't make me laugh that much.
I think Helvetica Standard also struggles from the point where it's like a lot of its charm doesn't translate over to Japanese cultures best.
At least when I was watching the Helvetica Standard bits, I always thought of it just as like experimental humor in what is arguably a really experimental anime.
I don't know if I laughed.
And so it's just like if I didn't laugh at it, I often at least like appreciated it.
Did it take away from the show? I think is the grand question.
I don't think it did. Just because of the nature of the show as like a skit-based comedy, having an experimental skit in there doesn't actually take away because the show doesn't have any takeaway from.
And the nice thing is they were short too. They were usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Mage kind of brought up a good point. I think a comedy anime should always be 100%. Believing in anime, like a comedy-based anime, should always be 100% funny. Is not the point of Nichijou, and I can kind of. I can agree with that.
Needs to make you belly laugh, but like something should at least either add to the environment. It should at least add to the tone. It should like maybe give some character some depth, like something, anything.
I think especially in a show like Nichijou, it's fine for it to all nothing. Just by virtue of how the show.
Yeah.
And I guess C is like the most real hot take here, or not so much real hot take, but most real complaint here.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, personally,
and it is fair. The only thing I'd say to that is
space out your watch.
Space out your watch. Yeah, Nichijou's not a show you binge.
It's a show that you watch, like, I'd say at max, like, a couple episodes a day.
Yeah, I only watched one. I could not see myself watching more.
You can definitely say the whole thing where it's like, oh, the girls walk up to event happens, pain gif.
I mean,
is over animated for 15 seconds. I mean, rinse repeat every like 2 episodes.
I mean, that's fair. Mm-hmm. My favorite part of this entire show was where the dog biting happened. I just laughed my ass off.
Funny.
No.
But the problem is people have issues where it's like it's that, and then there's like, you know, it's when they like the pencil in the finger, or the, you know, how many other times that same basic premise happens.
It's like how
I think some people might argue that Nichijou might have been better as a whole experience if it was shorter.
I mean,
I can see that.
I think it's
just that like, I think the spacing is fine as is, because it's just like, as long as you're not watching all of it at once, it's very hard to get burnt out on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of comedy-based shows in general. They're best spaced. Like, for example, like something that comes to mind is like, I wouldn't recommend binging Gintama super hard because you can only watch so much at once, like the comedy-based episodes.
We kind of did it really hard.
I mean, yes, but I mean, yes. I mean, yeah, we did like 2 to 3 episodes a day, but like we didn't do like
all right, 10 seconds.
I don't know. The only thing only other thing I have to say is like Nichijou is a good show, but I feel like everyone's gonna take something different from it.
Yeah.
Based on how.
Let's keep going.
Next.
5-minute timer.
The fandom made me not want to watch the show is an absolutely valid mentality, given our propensity to be social about our media consumption.
I agree with the fact that it's valid. However, I don't agree about the reason.
Yeah. I think fandom making you not want to fine. Doing it because you encounter them on social media a lot is like, eh?
I mean, that's weird. It's not social media. It's just being social. Think about it like this. Why do we make Annie lists? Why do we make this podcast? Why do we feel like talking about shows when they have hype moments? Because we want to be able to share those experiences with like-minded people. If you're like, man, this My Hero Academia show looks pretty cool, and then you start looking at people who potentially talk about it, and it's like, man, I don't want to associate myself with this. And then you might start trying to watch, and it's like, man, like, oh, I'm gonna become one of these guys.
What they're associating that with that? Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like you might be afraid to like call yourself a fan of that, because then people are gonna be like, oh, what 14-year-old do you ship with what 15-year-old? And it's like,
yeah, right. Like it's totally fair, because I have a different experience. Fucking ping pong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, Mango's just like Pico.
I mean,
it's like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, personally, I kind of, I agree with this to an extent, but I also disagree with it, because I feel like you should at least give, unless you like read the premise and you know for a fact that you will not like this, I don't think that the fan base being toxic is a reason not to watch the show. But if you read the premise and it legitimately doesn't interest you, on top of the fan base not making you want to even give it a shot in the first place when it sounds like something you won't like, then you shouldn't even bother.
The thing is, for some people, the enjoyment from anime in part comes from your own experience of like, oh, this scene was sick and something. But for some people, a lot of the enjoyment comes from having a community to share it with. If you can't,
if you're the kind of person who gets their enjoyment out of like shows or media from sharing it with other people, then by nature you're not going to like do that. And yeah, it is a valid mentality, but I think it's only a valid mentality if that's how you enjoy shows. So if that makes sense.
I enjoy shows like on my own most of the time, but it's one of those things where I had no interest, like personal experience. I had no interest. I knew ping pong existed, but it wasn't like one of those things where I was like going out of my way to watch it or going out of my way not to watch it. It's just that when I would go to like club or a weekly or something, and I just wanted to play games, I didn't care about like, natural talent, hardworking, natural talent working hard, beating hard work. I just didn't care.
I kind of wanted
to. You get what I'm trying to say? It's just like I don't care about this anymore. I don't want to watch this.
I kind of wanted to add like one more thing from my perspective. I think there's an appeal, and like you start an anime, and there's some shows where you're like, yo, I want to like talk about this people. Then there's some you're kind of just like, I kind of just want to watch this on my own and kind of see how I feel about it and finish it before I talk with other people, which I think is also valid.
Some shows are more like individual personal experience. But then there's some shows where it's like, yo, did you see that epic moment? Or like you want to like share theories or talk about music.
No,
yeah. Like One Piece. I do that with One Piece.
No. Frenchman. I'm just saying.
Like, imagine watching all of Code Geass and not being able to tell anyone, yo, what the fuck is happening? Like,
no, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's some shows where it's more personal experience, and some sort of like, yo, what the fuck is happening? I just like I think there's a difference.
Yeah, so
for me, believe it or not, I actually don't have this vibe very much apply to me, but I see a lot of people get made fun of when they're like, oh, I don't really want to get into JoJo's because like I don't feel like there's gonna be a lot of people I can talk about it with, or like something like that. And I see them get made fun of, and it's like, no, that's absolutely valid.
I'm not gonna.
I think just in general, one part of it is finding a community that works for you. So
that's the hard part, because a lot of people just go on Twitter or like that, or they realize where the sub communities are, where they can like truly shine.
So one thing I've noticed, and so like just as personal, that's fine. Just as personal experience, I've been in the Pokemon community for a very, very long time, and trying to find an appropriate sub-community in that shambling mess of a fandom is very hard. And one thing I've learned is that oftentimes, like, if you want to be a part of a fandom, the best communities you can find for it are found in auxiliary fandoms. Like, some of the better Pokemon communities I'm in are like the University Smash Club, for example, or like this other server, like a bunch of like high school friends and like some random crap. And it's just like, I think the same applies for anime. Where you really want to find like social discussions about anime, you should find a server where you can post about things and like talk and like hype up shows
where you feel validated.
Where you feel validated. Yes.
I will say, like, closing thought on this. Hey, UMA boys, how many of you guys would have stopped playing Smash entirely had it not been for UMA?
Me. Hi.
Probably.
I mean, after a certain point, but it like.
I never would have started.
All things considered.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just my food for thought.
Also, someone saying it's shallow to not watch Monogatari because of the toothbrush scene. It's like, bro, there's only so much depraved shit people can take in their life.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of like, I can get why, but it's like, I feel like at that point, maybe you could skip that episode, just like ask TLDR.
I feel like if that episode in and of itself is like,
I feel like,
that big of a turnoff to you, then the rest of Monogatari.
I feel like you're just gonna walk away out. I feel like
let's move on. Let's move on.
But that's a whole other discussion for other time.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything else to say? If not,
nope. Next slide.
Yeah. Emma said she'll be right back. So
whatever. We should wait for Emma.
No, idol shows.
She said she's back.
Oh, she's back.
Let's go.
Oh, she came back right in time.
Oh boy.
That was all part of the plan.
I've watched a bunch of idol stuff.
Wow, the first take is fucking dog shit already.
Wow, go off, Emma. Talk about this. Go in.
I haven't seen Idolmaster, and I assume it's good. But saying something is the only objectively good thing is just so stupid.
I feel like I know who submitted a good amount of these
For what it's worth, I didn't reword any of these.
Is a fine take. I just don't agree with it.
I mean, I hope that. I mean, I'm just gonna say.
I don't agree with B either. But like, if you like what you like,
I
like School Idol Project more, but you can think it's better.
I mean, I'm gonna say this as someone who hasn't watched Sunshine yet. I hope that it's better because I kind of just, at some point, I just turned School Idol Project into a drinking game. Like no offense to people who like sip, it's just like I don't know.
No, make what you will of it.
Yeah.
If the drinking was fun to you, then do it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow, you're encouraging me to drink to idol anime. I'm just kidding. I'm 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 kidding. I know. I'm just kidding. I know. Let me make a joke. Okay, move on to C. No, she wouldn't know that yet. Okay. C. People who have seen it.
I have not seen Zombieland, but it seems like it's an idol anime. But I haven't seen it, so I actually can't say.
Ask
I mean, as someone who's seen both Zombieland and other idol anime, I can understand what they're trying to say. Zombieland kind of tries to individually focus on each of its characters more. They try to give them their own arcs, and the whole premise is like, oh, these characters are undead, but they happen to be idols. It's not like the focus is on them being idols.
Isn't that what Idolmaster is, though?
I don't actually know.
I've heard that's what it is. You just
that's what they're doing in the New Love Live is focusing on each character.
I mean,
it focuses on each character, but it's about them being undead and how the world around them is like focusing on it. Because in Zombieland, it's like everyone's dead, but there was like a time skip between when they were all relevant. So like, you know, for one girl, it's like, oh, my mother was I was part of a biker gang when I was in high school, and my mother was too, but I died, and now she's trying to grieve with the process. So while we're on an idol tour, I found my mother, so I was trying to like rekindle this bond. It's stuff like that.
I see. Okay.
That's cool.
So I can understand what they're trying to say, where it's like it's a show about character development that's also happens to be an idol anime, so it has like a song.
It's like how every boxing media thing ever made is just like boxing is the excuse for the character drama.
It's a platform to expand on like characters who.
So it's like how Konosuba isn't like an isekai.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So D is from the Scant Man. He's in chat.
Is he in chat?
Just to get in.
I don't agree with, but I think Ruby is fine.
I mean, out of all the.
You heard it here first. Ruby is fine.
Ruby is fine.
I mean, out of the Love Live I've seen, Maki seems like best girl, but I haven't seen Sunshine or the new one. So,
no, Dread, you're right.
Okay, I'm glad we agree on this.
Zombieland Saga has the best. I've never seen the OP. However, I've heard the songs. Yeah, I haven't seen the OP either.
That OP hurts my ears.
Wait, really? Okay, no, hold on. Which one are you talking? Are you thinking about the one where it's blood death metal, or are you thinking about the one where it's?
I love the blood death metal OP. It's hilarious.
I don't like either.
Really? I think the second one's fantastic. The first one, like, you know, it's like, oh, haha, this was the funny like shtick of the show.
Yeah, no, I genuinely do not. Maybe it's just AMQ audio balancing my ear.
It might
shows
just
up,
it might
but I do not like
it might just be AMQ audio balancing because AMQ is a
probably
very
Ben-
flawed
Ben's
website.
saying is Sunshine OP2, and I like.
No,
That's a
I
banger.
think my favorite idol OP is probably Nijikasaki OP.
I don't know what
Is that the
is
new
either.
one?
Yeah, that's
does
a new one.
Macross count?
Oh, that's a
Does
new one.
Macross count?
I see.
Can, can I say Macross F? That's some pretty good piece.
I mean, can I have more like?
They're singing in Sympho gear.
I
I
know-
don't think those are better
okay.
than the Love Live one.
I don't think those are idols either.
Can I?
I mean, what's her face? Two of them are.
All right,
Does the TV short for Uma Derby count? Because I actually like
Alright.
that one a lot.
all right. Can I?
Crane Game Bros.
Can I say? Can I say something that's like? Or,
Yes, you can, but you have 30 seconds.
Okay. I feel like if I would enjoy some idol shows more if when they hold a concert, people randomly die like Symphogear, even though Symphogear is more of a magical show because there's more stakes involved. As opposed to just like, oh no, I did bad. It's like, oh shit, if we do bad, everyone's fucking dead.
Idol death battle.
Idol Battle Royale.
Idol fighting game.
Alright, girls, where are we dropping?
Okay, you can't disagree with me. That would be sick, right? Like that would be fucking sick.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, next.
Let's go.
Alright.
All right, I guess we're going to the next one. Ending on that. Okay, I just wanted to say it before we left the slide. All
You're
right,
just
next.
trying to chase your dreams.
I'm trying. Yeah, you're trying. If you fail, you're dead. Okay, hot take. The Digimon series gets overlooked because people view it as bootleg Pokemon. It's consistently solid and has particularly solid character development in its later stages.
Yo, here's the thing. Agumon's a
You're like,
little.
wait a minute. No one has seen this.
Yeah.
Why is it included?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Digimon. So
Wait, we
as a
haven't seen
child,
this. No one's seen this.
This is why I overlook Digimon.
Wait,
I mean, no, here's the thing. This is why I included it. I actually think I was victim of this.
So I have Digimon sheets.
actually,
From my childhood.
I think I've
So
seen
I
some
liked it
Digimon,
quite a
but I
bit
can't
with
remember what
Agumon.
parts of
Love that
Digimon I've
guy.
seen.
What was it, Matt? Ty? They had like the little kid who had like the little shitty one that became like a giant super powerful angel. I remember that.
Oh wait, fuck! I remember. I think I've seen parts of Digimon.
Yep. So here's the thing.
I think I remember that.
The issue is that it's similar to Mons, and I'm sure there might be some good character development and all that. But like, Agumon like doesn't have shit on Charizard, let alone Pikachu. Like in terms of like mascot a bit, like there's nothing that
Character design in Digimon. Aren't there some that are literally just like guns with legs?
Yeah, like
I mean-
Character design in
Don't say
Digimon is
Blastoise. Don't say.
I mean, but
Blastoise.
Garbodor is literally garbage.
No, here's the thing, it's like, here's the thing, Kenny Sugimori never missed, the head Pokemon artist. The dude just doesn't miss. And then, like, you got some of these that are just like...
Agumon has a 10-inch dick. Okay, then Pikachu has a literal micro dick. I didn't know this was turning into a fucking dick measuring competition. Okay. I see how it is, Chris.
Wow.
Yeah, for us, we just never had Digimon air on TV. You either watch Doraemon, you watch Pokemon, watch Dragon Ball.
I think it was
in
on
between.
Disney. I think it was on
I think-
Disney on my channels.
I
But
think it was on
didn't watch any
Disney.
I
so-
watched a lot of it as a kid.
I
I
remember-
did. I just like I liked Mons more.
Here's the thing. I remember.
Oh, you wanna know what killed Digimon? Straight up, it's the not access to games. Like there was a game tie-in, but they were just Tamagotchi.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
like,
actually-
it's a
I could
game.
never find
Well,
any of the
I
games.
think the phrase I've heard is that Digimon's the better
I
show,
would-
Pokemon's the better game.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot too.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
I'm not sure how that holds during the Pokemon anime has gone phenomenal in recent
No, yeah,
years.
Pokemon anime Sun and Moon is unbelievable.
Everything from XY onwards
I've
has
heard
been
good things about
just
that, but
straight up incredible.
Grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
Early Pokemon kind of sucked.
But here's the thing: early Pokemon, like, it was just like a spin-off. Where I think like early Digimon, they actually put like effort into it instead of just like reusing the same like background shots.
Also,
for like
Yeah.
for like 5 years straight.
oh yeah. Also as a kid, I'm gonna shout out something that has nothing to do with this slide. Something that's kind of more of a Pokemon bootleg, quote unquote bootleg, like Fossil Fighters, which was a very cool game, which none of you probably know exists.
Nope.
One of my friends has 3 copies of that game.
It's a good game. No, it's
I
like the thing is, if there was a video tie-in that I actually cared
Well,
about,
that's why we didn't find it. They're hoarding it.
if there was like a video like game adaptation that I cared about related to, I still need to play. I only played the original Fossil Fighters. I need to play Champion to some point. if it had like a video game tie-in, I would be more encouraged to watch the anime like I did with Pokemon, because I remember beating Gen 3 over and over and over again, and I was just like obsessed as a kid until like after.
Yeah, that's the thing is the games were massive parts of why Mons blew. Mons is Mons because of the games.
Thoughts?
They're probably good.
Emma?
But I haven't seen Digimon, so I can't say shit.
I haven't seen it.
You're
But
a mod, right?
Did someone do something?
Dred's channel, yes. What about it?
Just like look at chat real quick.
I feel like that's just Chris. I feel like that's just Chris.
That's just Chris. That's fine.
It's fine.
We just know he's that's just
Yeah,
no
Pink Zekok is Chris. He's a homie.
that's just a he just has a very interesting sense of humor, which is
don't
funny.
worry about
don't.
Next line.
If I didn't know him, I would ban him, but he's Chris, so he's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next 11 shows that
Chris, I'm just gonna say is please tone it down. We have some people who are barely 18.
Okay, all right.
This sounds like a
be
Brendan
careful.
take.
All right, I'm gonna read this.
My take.
I would like to read this. Shows that info dump everything up front manage to falsely engross the viewer in the world. It's a particularly an issue with newer anime like Fate. I thought you said we weren't including stuff from Fate, Brendan.
No, that's just an example.
Okay. So, first off, like before anything else, to the person who submitted this,
Brendan,
are you the person that is judging whether or not someone else is in a show? That's it. That's all.
I would like to.
Full clarity, this was Chris DMing me over Twitter like 6 hours before.
Was this Chris? Okay. Can I?
Here's the thing. Okay,
I would like to talk about this after Mason.
So I would like to say, I understand the point he's trying to get at, where it's just like crazy info dump instead of like proper world building that doesn't leave you confused. Like I prefer when I'm like drip fed stuff over time, like so you're never like you're still enriched in the world and still like there's more to learn. But then when a show is up front and it's just like this is how the world works, blah 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 blah. Also, and then like it's just like that's it in terms of like world building. That's frustrating, at least to me. Can't speak on whether or not someone can be engrossed in it, obviously, but I just prefer my world building to have more like continuous basis.
I mean, I can. Oh, you're okay. So my whole thing with Fate and like why I like Fate Zero, for example, so much is even though you do have a bit of an info dump in the beginning, I can kind of move past that because the whole thing that gets me engrossed in the show is not specifically the rules and all of that. It's kind of this whole idea that things are not going to end up the best for everybody, and you're kind of seeing how fucked up things get. And I think that's what kind of got me interested. I think the world is kind of what you make of it after a certain point, and I can understand people's criticisms with shows like that, but that stuff kind of like drags me in because I'm focusing on aspects aside from the world building. Even though like you have that double episode at the start that's like a lot of stuff, you still have a lot of other aspects they need to nail in. So if those aspects are at the cost of some world building that's sprinkled in over time in exchange for some more character oriented moments, like for example like Iskandar and Waver, like if you have to put in, if they get less screen time, for example, I'd prefer like
So Chris gave a specific example of why he doesn't like it. He said they throw a million terms at you and define everything off the bat without it being natural, and it gives some people a sense of knowing what's going on without actual substance. Yeah, he's talking about.
I mean, but to me, it's kind of simple because
he sent this take to me because he got into Fate. He started with Fate Zero, watched the first season, and then said he was dropping it.
But I think the second. But the thing is, the first season, the second season's way better, but if you don't like Fate Zero, you're not going to like Fate.
But here's the thing, the first season is, what is it, 24 or 12 episodes?
It's 12 or 13 episodes.
It's 12 episodes of basically purely establishing the characters, but also not really doing much about it, and then it's also like, it's trying to explain this magical world, but it's not telling you everything about how the Holy Grail wars work and stuff like that.
I mean...
I'm just trying to put it into a specific... Because what he's trying to say is that, like, it's trying to create this grandiose world, but, like, the way it presents it isn't actually all that engaging.
I mean,
it doesn't actually feel like it makes the most sense.
I mean, that's fair, but I feel like a lot of people tell you to watch unlimited play.
Here's the thing, Tommy. Here's a good comparison, I think.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Kaisen, Jujutsu Kaisen anime just started, and for those who don't know, it's been in Jump, super successful, super successful new thing. Right out the bat, like in like the pilot early chapters, it's like clear motivations for the characters, clear motivations for what the world is going to be like, not necessarily what the world is, like, and you get a perspective where you're like, I'm learning about this world through Itadori. I'm learning about it through this guy who's like completely new to it. And having that sort of perspective so you don't have to have unnatural exposition dumps. It's the fish out of water. It's like a super old storytelling technique. Like Luke Skywalker is probably the most famous example of it.
You're learning as the main character learns. You're learning. Yeah. You're essentially learning the world through their eyes, is what you're saying.
Exactly, and over time. So it's not like this like dump.
No,
I think the problem with fish out of water is that the easiest way to do dumps.
Yeah, but also like it's tried and true.
And final thoughts?
I mean,
I still think it's just entirely like based on how someone gets engrossed in it.
Yeah, if someone doesn't like info dumps, I feel that.
I mean,
if you don't like info dumps, I perfectly feel that. But some people like that,
All right, next slide.
Yeah, I mean, last thought I have is like, I kind of like info dumps. Basically, go like, "Whoa, shit is happening." Then stuff happens there. It's like, "Whoa, more shit is happening," and that's all I have to say.
I'm okay with info dumps as long as they make sense, like in context.
All right.
Not just there because I'm dumb.
Next. Okay. I would like to read this. This is oh boy. Mal would be the superior platform to analyst if it wasn't so miserable to look at.
Whoever sent this to me, have you ever actually checked some Mal forums? It's tough.
Could I
really old, and there's no moderation on it.
Could I talk about this? So I
can almost guarantee you that this particular phrase was a response to the recent controversy that happened on AnyList over a certain term being banned, which we'll not go over in detail.
I don't want to talk about that because this
is Oliver's take.
Makes sense. Okay,
is it actually?
That would be.
No, I don't know. That's just what I assume.
I mean,
yeah, because they still use it.
I want to give my 2 cents on this. So. Wait, it says Mal would be the superior platform to analyst if it wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
this
is
pretty much a direct response to what AnyList recently did. And not because of what AnyList did, because of how people responded on it.
Yeah,
they responded worse on Mal.
Oh, no, wait, I understand. So,
that's the funny thing.
Mal is uncaged because it has legacy from being from the older days, so they're more fine with letting this stuff get like...
Yeah.
Getting away with it.
I mean,
like the moment you install that one extension that puts Mal info on AnyList, there's just no reason to use
the
Mal.
only reason Mal is a better platform is because of how long it's been around. So there's certain forums and recommendations that are more like in depth, and there's certain like databases such as like music or like OPs and ED lists and certain like artists and figureheads. On there, but Mal otherwise is a garbage site to look at.
The UI is
there is so little like customization you can do on it. It's miserable. Like it's awful to look at. It's so like hard to try to navigate through it, and the community is just bad. Miserable.
What's your question, Nexus? Just like ask it while we're talking about this. So, what I think is that you like generally just. Not even thinking about anime, not thinking about any of that stuff at all. If you compare both user interfaces, it just, you know what I mean. It's just like
no contest.
It's no contest.
I think we've gone over what we need to. We can keep moving on.
Is this a picture of Global?
That was a picture of Global, and yes,
I can't believe Aang showed up. That's funny.
This was because he posted like 5 things in a row, and I was like, okay, whatever. I just have to put something in. I also had to scroll far enough down in Global so that there was nothing degenerate showing.
That is also fair. Yeah, let's go, Aang.
Congrats, you made it in. All right, next slide.
Yeah, we're moving on to the next slide. Also, shout out.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Aang. Okay. Can I? I'm going to read the entire. Okay, guys, everyone, be quiet for a second. Everyone,
it's copy pasta.
Can I read?
Okay.
Can I read it?
This is
no, you are not.
There's a copy pasta I'm reading at the end of this. Don't worry.
Are we gonna talk about Eva, or are we just gonna skip it?
Go to the next slide, and you'll see what I mean.
Why do so many memes? Okay, I'm not reading this.
No, Kim, it's dingers.
Are we moving on from this, or are we just?
Next slide.
Right.
Next slide.
Okay, 13. Actually, okay, here we go. Hey, so many complaints about the show stem from people who
don't read it verbatim. Hey, people who have any sort of investment in Evangelion, pick a letter.
E.
I'll go C.
All right, you go first.
All right, cool.
H. Yeah, I'm going with H. I want to take a stab at H.
All right, what are we doing first?
Let's go alphabetically.
Yeah, all right, cool. So C first. Go. Final episodes of the TV series. What do you think about this?
Issues because of the artistic decisions, but because they are too drawn. I think they have issues because they don't explain jack shit.
Yeah, they ran out of budget. That's a fact.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there the whole time wondering. And then you have to look up like 3 different malforms from 1997 or some shit.
Or you can just watch the 7-minute.
Yeah, the 7-minute video that I just linked to people.
Yes, you could also watch that. However, if you don't know that video exists, you're gonna look it up. You're gonna find forums. There's gonna be people arguing with each other.
Even before YouTube existed.
Oh god.
Yeah. There's gonna be people arguing with. Eventually, you're gonna come to like some sort of
I don't think
instrumentality.
I don't think that an issue is inherently with the last 2 episodes. I think that's just an issue with Eva in general.
Yeah, I think that's Eva in general. A lot of stuff is unexplained.
I think Eva as a whole explains enough for it to be a coherent story.
There are issues with Impact. There's issues with Adam and Lilith. There's issues with how the Shadow Company works.
Hear me out, right? The thing is, Eva's primarily Shinji's story.
It is.
And I think we get enough to have a satisfying conclusion to Shinji's story, and like I guess our story too.
The thing is, I'm a pretty big defender of Eva. I understand it's like it's not about like the mechs in the world and stuff, but it's like you still need to give enough details about how the world is working to like.
Smart.
All right.
He knows it's not about mechs.
To be fair, you need a pretty high IQ to understand even.
Oh my god! Yeah, post the Jimbo thing.
You need all that much about is I think because at some point it just becomes like they didn't explain X element of the. Which is kind of like somewhat relevant to how they move, but not relevant to anyone's arc.
You need enough about it. You don't need all the details.
I think it gives enough, barring the last 2 episodes.
Last 2 episodes,
where it just kind of like throws caution to the wind and says, like, "Fuck you, figure it out yourself."
There were definitely some moments in that video that I was like, man, if I had known this in the show, this would have been so much more compelling.
What is your question?
We're just going back and forth at this point. Next one.
All right. That was me, which was E. Okay. I think that honestly, if I was a 14-year-old in this world, I would also be very depressed on a regular basis.
It's the grandparent. It's a kid whose father has never been with him his whole life. His mother died at an early age. I think he was raised by his grandparents or something, and he just got taken by a car, had to run away from a giant mech, and was told, "Hey, you have to pilot this thing." And this poor girl in a stretcher is gonna have to do the work for you.
Yeah, Chris just brought off like the scene, that one scene. That one's, I'm not gonna lie, that scene made me laugh really hard. It was fucked up. It was, oh, I'm so fucked up. Yeah, that's the one part that's kind of unrelatable. But I just laughed really hard at it.
The whole thing of Shinji is like, it's super easy to make fun of Shinji, like, oh haha, get in the mech, oh haha, run away. But it's like, I don't think the character is all that abrasive to watch. I think he's actually an interesting case study in himself.
I don't think
it's and this one, people have to understand, this is also coming at a time when mech anime was at its most popular, and like right off the heels of Gundam Wing, which was about 14-year-olds being like badass soldiers piloting Gundams. So like there's more going on to the context of Eva that is like why Shinji is the way he is.
It's almost like he's supposed to contrast that with like a very stark difference with Asuka, for instance.
So you're telling me Eva.
Telling you what? You cut out.
You went blank right when you said that.
I was saying, so you're telling me Eva is just Lord eyes.
Yeah, I mean, all right, next.
So what was next? I wanted H. But
let's do H.
Yeah. So I was gonna say this. The OP, while iconic, is also not great compared to most other OPs. I mean, like you can have that take if you want. Also H. Saying that there's plenty of other shows in a genre that do what Eva does way better is like, okay, so should I not watch any like movies ever because like Empire Strikes Back is better than all of them because it's a movie, and there's other good movies out there. I hate that type of mentality. It's just like, no, like Eva does its own thing, Gundam Thunderbolt does its own thing, Gundam Wing does its own thing, G Gundam does its own thing, like Lacrosse does its own thing. Like, what are we doing here?
Let me approach H from a different perspective. It's trying to talk about shows like Bokurano. It's trying to talk about Raw Zephin. It's talking about Aquarian and stuff like that. And I, just for the sake of objectivity, I watched a bunch of those after finishing Eva because I was like, man, I actually really like this concept. I want to see how they go with it. And I gotta say, Eva still does it the best. Eva was easily the most I felt engrossed of all of those. And granted, there are other shows that have like peaks in different points. Like I think Bokurano has some really interesting like cases when it comes to some characters, but I think Eva as a whole was the most compelling and interesting package of them all.
All right.
Yeah, I think Eva is just very unique in what it does at the same time, because like just looking at some things you mentioned,
Thanks
I haven't
for
seen
following,
like
Nick.
Eva's
Alien
also like
that.
Eva's also like Dragon Ball, where like it has transcended to a point.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say we can go a little bit longer on this one. I'm gonna say I want to do A because A's mine.
Ooh, go for it.
You don't have the patience for slow brooding narratives and in switch after getting fights, set piece fights.
I know so many people like the beginning of Eva is boring, and then it was cool because there was that one scene with the sniper, and then Asuka comes in and it's fun again, but it's kind of weird, and then it gets boring again when they just talk about the world, and then the end happens and they're clapping.
I'm not gonna lie, Brendan. That's like the exact same like sarcastic phrasing that Wooly has said before. like on Eva. On Eva. No, he said like the exact same thing where he's like making fun of those people who like aren't sitting down and like understanding how deliberate it is.
The thing is like people are like it's boring in the beginning. I was actually super invested from minute one.
That's that world building thing, folks.
It took me an episode, but then I got interested.
That's that world building through the protagonist's eyes, folks. Come on.
It's slow, it's deliberate, it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable at a variety of points. And I was like, I want to know more about what's going on here. I want to figure this things. I have these theories in my head. I want to see if they pan out. There's a bunch of other stuff we can go on, but we got to keep going.
Yeah. I guess let's go on to take 14.
Let's see it.
Why is on God's green earth is Simvakar sapped with ass shots of children? Alright, so can I... Wait, I didn't give this a 6.5. I think you mixed...
I wonder who asked this.
I think you mixed up me, Brendan. I think you mixed up me and your average ratings.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So can I say something?
I wonder who asked this.
I would like
yes,
to...
You, we know.
I would like to say that, first of all, good question. I don't fucking know. So here's the thing, right? I don't fucking know. Like, people are in Japan are horny, I guess.
No, but here's the thing. There's a difference between horny and like the show trying to be like this high concept like power of friendship Nakama shit. But like I'm just gonna say it. No, yes it is. You can't even say it is. There's too much trauma. Just too much backstory trauma.
That is one season.
Too many daddy issues.
No. Like straight up, Tsubasa and Hibiki could have had a conversation and a whole plot in season like 2. No, Tsubasa and shitty girlfriend. No, Hibiki and Miku could have had a conversation, and that would have prevented Miku from being an evil mech for a sec.
Probably.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like when you're gonna have like character drama, when you're interspersing it with plot shots of 12-year-olds, please do not, because it's really hard to focus on said drama and make me think that this shows anything other than trash. In particular, season 3.
Hey, Vinay, how do you think he's gonna feel when he gets to season 5 and death happens?
Good question.
So here's the thing, and like oh, Mason likes One Piece. Yeah, One Piece doesn't have constant ass shots of children.
The thing is,
constant boob and ass shots of adults.
Thank
you very much.
Not so much free time skip.
Free time skip. Nami's an adult. She's 18.
I mean, the thing is,
Isn't she like 16?
No. Luffy's 17. He's the youngest.
Nami, One Piece wiki.
I mean,
she's 18. She's 18 at the jump. Zora's 21. Sanji's 19. Usopp's also 17. Robin's 28.
Nami is 20. Nami is 16. What?
No. Nami's 18. Nami's 18. Robin's 28.
All right, I'm putting a timer on this one for 10 more seconds.
Frankie's 37. Come on.
Alright, all I'm gonna
All the
say...
characters in One Piece were like 20+.
Yeah, they're all 20+.
All
now.
I'm gonna say is I don't
regardless of
find
even
these
what their ages are, they
characters
said they all look old
attractive.
enough,
It's
which at least
just
helps.
weird. I don't know why people do ass shots.
Us,
Ass
they
shots
all
are
aesthetically
weird. I
look
don't
pretty
fucking
old,
know.
which helps. But anyway, let's keep.
Let's
also
keep
old
going.
now. You're...
I'm telling you though, Dr. Ver though. Alright, next. Refusing to watch a show because a particular person recommends it too much is petty. I think this is similar to that
Community take.
yeah. This is very, very similar.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and flame a few you guys in chat. This is absolutely someone who's tired of Kim recommending Reborn over and over.
Wow.
Yeah, this is absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that's the person.
Ben said, "Stop adding me."
I feel like there's that one person who just like says the same show, but then I think like.
So here's my comment on this. I think some people will definitely have like, they'll love a show a lot and they'll want people to watch it, and you know sometimes they might not have the best situational awareness about when they can go a little too far with it. But it's like, if you don't feel like watching a show for whatever reason, just don't watch it. It's not about being petty. It's just like. I'm not in the mindset to want to watch it right now. Like, I'm traded One Piece with Mason months ago, and I'm only like 200 chapters in. And you know what he said about me being that far? He's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
just
because
go with
like,
it. If you're recommending a show, you're not holding someone at gunpoint to finish it.
Yeah,
right. I
It's
just
like
want
your
people
own
to start
pace.
it, and I just am like, oh, like do whatever you want once you start it.
Yeah, you want people to watch something because you want them to get some satisfaction out of it, or you want to share some moments about it. But it's like, don't start holding grudges about it. If you don't feel like watching a show, just don't watch it.
I feel
Listen, I read Domekano for it, and again,
Oh
I have
my
no passion
God.
towards it.
Yeah, we don't. Oh man, don't make con.
Passion,
no,
passion
no,
in
no,
any
no.
sense of the word.
No, don't talk about
Passion.
that.
The word passion and Domekano in the same sentence.
Don't talk
Exactly.
about Domekano. I don't want to relive that right now.
Oh, it's
Well, I
fine.
think we've got enough on this. Let's keep going. Let's keep
I've
going.
ascended.
Next, 16. All right, a comic a kill. I want to.
Why is there so much for this show?
Wait.
God.
So, wait. I'm trying to think because I think the first one is. The first one's very similar to the one I submitted.
The first one's literally yours. I just.
Oh yeah, it is. So I'm gonna talk about it. I was like, this seems
So
familiar.
the first one you're saying is if it was a different show, it'd be good.
Can I talk about what I mean by this?
Go
So
ahead.
here's the
5
thing.
minutes.
I look at Natsumi, and the first thing I think is this is the most generic anime protagonist I have ever seen in the history of ever. And next, the plot is predictable. You know someone's gonna die every episode or two. And I feel like the show could have potentially been not even good, but average. If you cut Natsumi, make him like an actual character instead of like some whatever the fuck he is, and you have characters die less frequently, but they still can die, but they don't have a billion different death flags. It just.
Here's my reasoning on this.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So basically, if it was good, if it wasn't bad, it'd be good.
I mean, kind of.
Hold on. Like, let me get this. You're saying that the OP was generic and like whatever, right? He wasn't bad though. He just existed. He was generic, but he wasn't egregiously terrible like so many characters were in this show.
I mean,
he didn't bring things down. He just kind of kept the par.
But yeah,
the problem wasn't that people died every 2 episodes. The problem was people died within 10 minutes of getting the only character development they ever got.
I mean, yes, but what I'm saying.
Moment and then he gets snapped in half.
I know, but he's like, no, the show's bad for a bunch of other reasons, but the MC is just like super generic and he doesn't help. Like he doesn't help, but he doesn't hurt it. I feel like he can't.
If he doesn't hurt a show that's already like a 2, that's probably one of the better things it has going for it.
I mean, probably, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like there were things that could have. This show has a lot of other problems I don't want to get into.
He just finds the character boring.
Yes.
But so many other characters.
And if the character's boring, I feel like that brings it down.
Okay, Emma's basically saying what I think. I think that
Alright.
that he's boring. He doesn't add anything, so I hate him.
He was a stabilizing factor in my watch too, but
Alright.
we have differences
Alright.
in opinion on this. B and C are both mine,
All
by the
right,
way.
you go.
Oh wow.
Explain yourself.
So B, I like Seryu. People think I'm crazy for this. I thought Seryu was the only like absurd batshit character that I was actually interested in watching.
Which one is this on the screen? Which one is this on the screen?
She's none of them. She's one of the baddies who has the dog.
Seryu is a hoe.
Is she blue hair?
Holy shit.
I hate her. Dude, she's a dude.
How do you hate her, but you don't hate like Frost Queen? Or,
I also hate her.
Who's puppeteering the king?
I also hate Esdeath. I don't like her either.
I thought Seryu was at least funny enough in points. Like, granted, yeah, she's still absurd when it comes to how she changes the tone of the show, but like, I kind of enjoyed it. Somewhat.
I don't like how she's like, oh, justice bullshit, and then it's like, oh, this.
Okay, at least she gets some development and she doesn't die 2 minutes after.
I mean, yes, but like, I just found her really annoying. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can like who you like, but I personally found her annoying. That's just me.
Fair enough. All right, C. I think the Jaegers are way more interesting than Night Raid.
What the fuck is Night Raid?
Again? I don't know what that means.
The Night Raid are all the heroes.
Oh.
It's all the assassins.
I forgot because that was generic. A generic ass name. Yeah, no, I agree. The weapons are way more interesting than the characters.
They're so much better. I thought the characters were more interesting. At least got like. I thought their designs were more interesting. Like, ugh. I couldn't watch the Night Raid. It was just turning into this awful, like, pseudo harem, and it just was miserable.
Actually, I just had an idea. What if instead of Night Raid, you just replaced every member with like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan wielding that weapon?
So you're just turning it into Attack on Titan.
Yes, apparently. Yeah, I made it with with the exact same character over and over again.
Alright, I think we do what we need to with this. Let's move on.
It's over. Hate it. D, I think we've already addressed it.
It's a noob show.
It's a noob show.
This is absolutely a noob trap show. With like a couple, with like an decent OP.
Alright.
Specifically the second one.
Okay, next. 17. Lisa is a good vocalist, but is held back by how many generic anime songs they're forced to perform.
Oh, that was me.
Well, here's the thing. For those who don't know what Lisa does, the most popular thing she does is the Fate Zero OP1, the Demon Slayer OP, Season 2 OP1 of
Sword Art Online
OP1, a lot of the Sword Arts, and many of the Angel Beats.
So here's the thing. I really like her voice, but
and she does My Hero ED.
Yeah, I really like her voice. However, whenever I hear her, it's in like the most predictable, most generic sounding "this is an anime" song ever. And like I just wish she could sing something good for once.
You ever hear the My Hero ED she does? That shit slaps.
Again, it slapped because it was like wildly different from everything else she's done.
Instead of like shows.
It's like the same reason why I don't like Adele, because she's just scream yelling every single like lyric, like it's the most like important shit ever made by humans. I'm just like, you could not do that every once in a while.
Oh, hey.
Subtlety's okay.
Oh, hey, Pancreas Gang is here. Hello.
Oh yeah, the Pancreas people are here.
Hello.
You get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. We're just like...
I think...
Go on, Emma.
Keep going.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
I think Lisa's songs are like good. The most generic thing about the songs she sings for anime is the opening. Like the Demon Slayer opening, if you like look at the lyrics from it, they're just so lame.
It's just like such.
Well, the song itself is just mid too.
I think the Demon Slayer OP is the best Lisa song.
But here's the thing: it's like you compare it to like, I don't know, like a Haikyuu opening, right? Where it's like it's bombastic, it's loud, and it screams anime, but also it's just like very like it's like so different. It's not. It's like sounding like this is the most generic and made for anime thing ever made by humans. This is just like a rock song, or like.
Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Asian Kung Fu Generation. It just makes good music. Kanabun makes good music.
I think Lisa's definitely a victim of one of those like, hey guys, Crossing Field did so well. Let's make sure our anime is safe and consistent. So make
it Tiago brought up something that's kind of important. Are we talking about TV version or actual? TV versions? Okay.
Versions are different.
Okay. No, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
I mean, full versions of anime songs tend to be very inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, like again, that's why you have like Asian Kung Fu Generation, who just makes amazing music, or like Bump of Chicken, or Unison Square Garden. It's just like they just make good music.
Pillows.
Yeah, the pillows. It's just like you have bands that just make good music.
Ow.
Burnout Syndromes is one of them. They just make good music.
Are you okay?
So that,
Are you
I
good
hit
there?
my knee on the table. I'm fine.
I hope.
oh my god.
No, not again.
It's not bleeding this time.
Good, it's
Yeah.
not bleeding. I don't want it to bleed.
But basically, what I'm saying is that I wish Lisa got good music to. I wish she got to make good music, and then someone
F's in
was
the
like,
chat for
"Hey,
Vin.
this is a really good song. Can we use this for an opening?" And they were like, "Sure." And she was like, "Sure." That's what I want.
Final thoughts?
Like,
It's my final thoughts are it's telling how the best song in Sword Art Online is the one where they use version.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Next.
I guess we go on to next.
Mhm.
For My Hero Academia.
Now, I know we've had this
yeah.
before, but these two takes were at least somewhat different than what we talked about last time.
Hey,
I think.
E-
Okay, who wants to
boy.
jump on this first? Because I think
hey.
that Deku is.
Hey, I can actually talk about 8 now.
Yay! No, I want to say something about A first. So I think that Deku is not as good as Gon. Personally, I think that Deku is. I don't know. I know exactly where he's going to go, and Gon I also kind of know where he's going to go. But I like the way that Gon gets to where he's going to go more than Deku. If
Here's
that
the
makes
thing.
any sense.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I understand whoever wrote A. I understand where they're coming from because, again, it's that shonen shit. It's that romance dawn. What do you want to be? Go be that shit. Like, hey, what's this kid? Why do I want to follow this kid's dreams? Oh, he wants to be the greatest hero. Oh, he wants to be king of the pirates. Oh, he wants to die die surrounded by people. It's just like you have these like characters who are goal oriented, and I like that instead of just like I'm gonna go find my dad.
I
And
mean,
then, but also I'm not gonna do anything to particularly find my dad other than like gallivant about other places and then occasionally run into clues.
And
Like-
I mean, I like the comparison with Luffy because with a lot of these characters, is like they're simple-minded. Deku wants to be like All Might. Gon wants to find his dad and help his friends. Luffy wants to, get the One Piece and be a pirate. You can make characters who are single-minded or have a very direct, simple goal, and they're not the most, eloquent or verbose or intelligent. But you can make him endearing in that sense. Luffy's endearing. From episode 1, you enjoy watching him because it's actually fun to watch his antics. With Deku, it's like I can understand what he's doing. He's actually a pretty grounded character. I can see all of his ambitions and intentions,
I
and
mean-
I can see depth from him very early on, as early as like episode 3 and 4. With Gon, it's like he wants to be a hero. Okay, he just kind of keeps running at people, yelling what he's gonna do, and they just kind of let him do it.
I mean,
And they kind of give him everything he wants.
I mean, I don't
because
know.
He's a
There's-
12-year-old being 12.
I mean, I don't know. He's just like he's a good boy. He's
Hey, remember that part in the tournament where a ninja who trained for like many years to be this
Wouldn't
cold
kill him?
assassin?
Yeah.
Wouldn't kill him, and then he just gives up when he was literally one step away from being the great, like a hunter.
Here's the thing. No one's saying Gon wants to be a hero. People are saying that Gon's goal and his story don't always are pushing forward at the same time. Is an issue. And then I have to say for B, don't worry, the series is getting worse each season. I'd say that it doesn't get actually worse until a point in the manga.
Yeah, I think it's been. I think it keeps up a quality until like the latest arc.
Until some of the most recent stuff in the manga, because if people don't like the recent season, I think they're just not understanding the point of what was happening.
Recent season apparently had really shit and
It had some shit animation at some points, but like
Actually-
but here's the thing: the shit animation was like at a bizarre point in time. But then like the ending stuff with all the stuff with Eri, like the like getting the song, the performance, all the stuff with Gentle. I feel like a lot of people. I saw it was a fucking one of the YouTube men was like, there's a little too much academia and not enough hero in My Hero Academia. I'm just like, bro,
High
it's called
school is
My.
an important
but
part
they're
of the show.
students.
But also like it's also like the conclusion. It's the emotional conclusion of the arc that was beforehand, and not every single issue in the world is solved by Giant Punch.
Like they're kids. They're also like they're heroes, but it's like they have other parts of their lives too.
Sometimes some little girl needs to smile. Okay, that's good enough motivation for me.
Especially after all that she had just been through.
Right. Like I was super invested in it, and I was super excited reading it. I was excited to finally watch it. It was just one of those things where it was
a really good read.
I know, like a lot of us, I think some of us have slightly decreased interest. I know Emma thinks that season 4 was the best, right?
Yeah, I think season 4 is the best because I just like the dorm scenes and stuff. I think they're nice.
Actually,
honestly, that's really valid.
I mean,
the running consensus usually is that season 2 is where this stuff peaks, and then they're like, "Oh, season 4 got boring because the slice of life and stuff." It's like my issues with season 4 were with how the fights were in the first half.
I actually think my favorite. I think in terms of like seasons, like my favorite seasons were 2 and 4. I actually liked a lot of the stuff with like Gentle Criminal and all that.
Writing wise, my
season 2.
I actually like that part a lot.
Writing wise, my favorite was absolutely just like quality of writing, animation aside, was season 4. Just like everything with what's his face?
Gentle.
No, even Chrono. What's the
Overhaul.
Overhaul. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I just forgot his name. Chrono was his henchman, but yeah, everything with Overhaul, everything with
I liked him too,
the 8 precepts through Gentle and through Endeavor and Hawks. And like Hawks is one of my favorite characters in that period, so I was jacked up when he was finally there.
The last couple,
like, I was just like, next, but yeah, it's not getting worse
next.
yet.
Last few episodes.
It's not getting worse for a while.
Well, actually, here's the thing. I'm going to use my final thought here and say that I think a lot of people just kind of are getting slightly burnt out on MHA after all the peaks that was season 2. And it's not like the show's going slow. There's been like, 4 seasons in 6 years? I think just people have not been able to keep their hype levels to like the snuff that the show has been getting put out. People are getting slightly like impatient to have the same highs that season 2 had.
It's not healthy to do that. I'd say for running shonen, you have to like go down.
You have to lower your expectations.
Yeah. All right. I guess next. Here's a hot take. Execution is the most important part of shows in this medium. No amount of amazing visuals or subversive themes can cover for a bad show being bad. I mean, I kind of agree with this to an extent because a shiny turd is still a turd.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of like no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I was trying to understand what nuance this take was saying, and it's like
no, there's no nuance.
No,
there's not.
This is me.
Isn't execution also part of visuals and like themes?
It is absolutely part of that.
Yeah, but
but here's the thing. Again, if you have amazing animation for an absolute dog shit plot, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Demon Slayer.
Season 1 was good.
So that's the thing. It's not just Demon Slayer. It's just like how many shows are like that. Like fucking anything made by Trigger. Like not anything made by Trigger, but like Darling in the Franxx. Some of that shit's pretty as fuck, but it's all dumb as hell. like you have a ton of shows that are like that. Where it's like Naruto. Naruto every 200 episodes has like the best fight the industry has to offer.
No, it's not. I don't think.
The thing is, some shows you can't like. I think not all shows can be like viewed on the same lens. Like Vinay, you know Dead Leaves, right? That movie.
Yes, I know Dead Leaves.
You wouldn't view that movie in the same vein as you would like, I don't know, like Bully Cooley or something. Even though they both have kind of like similar senses of over-the-top action.
No,
it's like sometimes you're only watching something because of the visuals, or you're only watching something because of like. I don't know. It's hard to fully explain what I'm trying to get at, but the whole point is like not all shows are viewed in the same way. But if you're trying to watch a comprehensive package that's trying to be something more than its parts actually end up being, then yeah, this has merit.
Execution is the reason why we haven't Wikipedia entry for the hero.
Vinay, you're breaking up.
Sure.
You die.
Fuck this mic. Whatever. Execution important.
Someone said Daft would be crying his eyes out listening to me.
Well.
Yeah, probably. That was the Trigger fanboy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if you like it, you like it. It's just like.
I mean, I can.
I can't give like doing. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like, if you're at any point having to do the work for and this is a general media thing for me. If you're doing the work for like the writer, like execution-wise, makes sense. No matter how good the shot is, no matter how great the animation is, it's not gonna cover for it. At least in my opinion.
All right, I'd like to.
You can do as much mental gymnastics as you want. You can't exactly cover for a show being bad. It's like you can defend it as much as you can, but it's like there are sometimes you just have to concede, yeah, this package isn't a completely.
And the thing is, like,
I mean,
I understand why watching something just for the spectacle of it is a thing. Like, again, I like Concrete Revolution, and it's visuals only, but like I only have it at like a 6 because it's batshit insane and nothing makes sense.
I mean, I mean, for example, I don't think Shield Hero is good, and it is bad, and I acknowledge it's bad, but you can also enjoy something for the sake of bad.
Yeah,
like,
no, like
that's entirely different.
I think enjoying something because it's bad falls under a similar like thing where it's like
that's the room.
The execution is bad.
Stop debating me.
It's
like Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man 3. You look at like we've all watched Vampire Homes, like at least me, Brad, and Refried have.
Prequels, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Like that's not a good thing.
Thank you for the follow. It's your boy Skinny P.
Pretty sure that's Joker.
Thanks for the follow, Joker.
Fairly certain that's a Joker.
If
all
that
right,
is
final
Joker.
Final thoughts.
I guess. I mean,
my final thoughts are no shit.
Yeah, my final shot.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you.
Same.
I got you.
All right, next.
Oh shit! Yes.
Oh boy.
I would like to say that Take D is mine, and I want to talk about it.
Go for it.
Wait. Before that, I watched
unless
like 4 years ago, and I don't remember shit. I'm tapping.
I haven't watched season 3, but I don't care about spoilers.
Alright, so as the local Hachiman apologist, I want to go into D first because that's my take, and then I want to talk about E because D and E are partially related. So, let me begin. Origai.
Literally opposites.
I know. Okay, so personally, I think if you look at Hachiman, some people are just gonna think, "Oh, this is some dude. He's a loser." Blah blah. But I feel like there's a lot of points in your life. Well, you're not in the exact same position as him, but you're feeling kind of dejected because you're not necessarily meshing in with a lot of different groups in the school, and you're thinking, "Dude, cliques suck. Why am I here?" And I feel like it's kind of a progression further and further of trying to realize like what you want out of relationships in that high school setting. And the reason I say it's kind of like a social commentary is because cliques are cliques. He's trying to find something that's like an actual tangible relationship that's going to last outside of high school. And I understand why people might not necessarily understand or like, you know, like agree with that. And I might be partially looking into that too deep, but I think they're not exactly looking that deep into it, or I'm looking too deep into it. Like they can say he sucks, and I can understand why. I'm not going to say that there aren't characters that do the kind of archetype he does better, but I still think they don't give it enough credit for like the progression he has from being this incel type guy to like eventually understanding, okay,
I'm gonna have some
I need to do
comments
some
on
growing
this.
up. Yeah.
I think the first thing that immediately comes to mind is Origayu has depth, but every swimming pool only goes so deep.
I mean, that's fair.
And it's a show about high school and a show about cliques. It's not like, you know, this isn't like amazingly subversive, but it's a show that has some interesting dynamics to it. These characters are more than just one-dimensional.
I'm not saying this.
Is this true?
I don't think he's an incel though. He never at one point is like, I deserve to have a girl or anything. It's like he hates being around phonies. He like
no. That's what I'm saying.
Of anime.
I mean, yeah.
Oh God.
No, I mean that's what I mean that's what I'm trying to say. He's not like
8-Man isn't just a mix of Holden Caulfield and Rick Sanchez.
He isn't like an actual incel. That's like what people say about him. I'm not saying like this is the deepest.
If you want an incel in anime, look at the protagonist of Tatami Galaxy in episode 1.
Yeah.
Shield Hero.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing I'm trying to say with Take D is it's more like it's not the most in-depth thing ever. I'm saying that like there's more to the surface than people would think.
It's more than just high schoolers being high schoolers. I think that, you know, sometimes there are some issues where it makes mountains out of molehills, but there are some interesting social dynamics that it covers.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Hey, my turn. C is mine.
Okay. Okay, explain.
Pretty much, I think this character has zero reason for being allowed to be the way that she is, and the amount of conflict that she's allowed to stir up for the sake of trying to move the plot forward feels so forced.
I mean, I can see where you're going.
Like, she's a college kid. Why are you following high schoolers around?
I mean, maybe.
Oh my God, is this just Domicano?
I mean, maybe she just kind of likes to. No, it's not. Maybe she just. I mean, I think I can. I think it's because she views her sister as kind of competition, but also kind of not competition, but it's kind of weird. That's a very valid take because she kind of is the cause of a lot of problems.
They don't do anything about her. They just kind of like roll with the punches when it's so obviously bothering them. And I mean, it's like, oh, but high school is always the best at expressing their feelings. It's like they have deep conversations every single episode. They can afford to say, hey, why are you following me? Go away.
We should talk with about interspecies reviewers on this stream.
Stop.
About that here.
Can we not talk about this?
Please, no.
No, this isn't degenerate hours. Okay.
I think beyond that,
I mean,
A and B are basically just people saying first season's fine or like second season's whatever. The first season is all basically set up for the second season. If you liked the first season but didn't like the second, you probably thought Hachiman was supposed to be viewed as a hero. If you hated the second season, you probably thought that it was overly pretentious or something along those lines.
I mean, I think that I don't know. I think the whole point of our Gairu is kind of, oh, there's this guy. He sees the world a certain way, and
he's a case study. You're not supposed to admire him. You're supposed to watch how he goes through the world and be interested in how things develop and how he changes as a person. Because he's not supposed to be viewed in a positive lens.
Exactly. That's literally what I'm trying to say. And there's also some elements of social commentary, but it's not as if it's a super in-depth social commentary. It just has elements. Elements.
The reason they don't confront her is she's in a position of authority. She's a college kid. Tell her to go away and go to a house party.
That's actually
literally anything else besides follow kids who are too focused on SATs or getting their license. I mean, this isn't rocket science. This is go away from me. I don't know you. I don't like you.
I mean, I had the same thought, honestly, at one point during the show. Anyone else got anything?
Let's keep going.
All right. Okay, Luffy is a bland and uninteresting character with little growth that holds one piece back.
Boy. Honestly, that's just bland. That's just bait. It's just bait. Like, if you're saying this, you haven't read it at all or watched it. Like, you just haven't.
The thing is, even from the first few episodes, like even from Romance Dawn, it's like
it's bait.
Should we just ignore this take? It's bait.
He has some funny retorts. He has some interesting perspectives.
This has to be.
I think he's the most straightforward of his particular crew, and I think a lot of other crew members get to have more deep moments, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Do people not like hear him talk about like conviction, like at Alabasta? Like, do people not hear him like his conversations with his crewmates, with other people? Like, he lets on a lot more than people like Luffy being a dumbass. I'm not saying he's like this rocket scientist, but like he's a character with a lot more depth than like you would initially think from like, I'm just gonna be the king of the pirates. Like, even key words he says, like, right before fights, in particular, Eni's lobby. Like, there's something I'm just like, what happened here? And then it turns out it matters later, because Oda actually knows how to write. You know? Like, it's just a really poor take. And it's like, how do you say, like, this little shit kid just ate a fruit because he thought it was dessert? Like, it wasn't like oh, I'm gonna be king of the pirates, I've been blessed with everything. It's called a devil's fruit for a reason. Like, you're in a seafaring world and you can't swim. You're dead if you're in the water. Like, that in and of itself, where he's just like, oh my god, like there's an uphill thing going on, and just like all of his interactions with the crew, like, you know, I don't know. I think this has to be bait and someone who's just completely unfamiliar with One Piece on the whole and his whole dynamic with like.
I think you can make some arguments that he has a little bit too much plot armor at some points, but like.
You can absolutely make that argument.
I think One Piece's vibe actually kind of like lets you get away with that.
Yeah. He's also like a rubber man who like he does have plot armor at some instances, but it's not like plot armor where like he gets to survive because the plot says he gets to survive. It's plot armor in the sense that like, people really like him, so they're gonna help him.
What are you wanting?
Aang has dropped his 1,000 channel points.
Yeah, what do you want? Oh, he wants me. What are you in the mood for? Like, give me a genre. If not, I'm just gonna give you something. Wait, now he wants two anime recommendations.
I agree.
He wants Soul. Watch Lucky Star, or Yuru Camp.
Yeah, no, this is bait. I took the bait. You're a bad person.
Thank you for the content. Moving on.
Oh, like Zangatsu? I don't know. It's hard to talk about.
Zangatsu's not slice of life.
Zangatsu isn't Soul.
Someone really said that.
Next.
Really
Alright.
Just watch.
Give him Chihaya. Give him Chihaya seasons 1 and 2.
Just watch. Okay, watch Chihaya, but I haven't watched Chihaya.
This is not a bad take. This is a good take. I agree.
This is a bad take.
Emma, defend yourself.
Incredible take. I'm gonna give this person like, but not.
This isn't a. Alright, let's have the Kazuya apologist take the floor.
Yeah, no, I can get why people don't like Kazuya, because he's just stupid.
He masturbates to a girl in the shower.
Get called out.
But like not liking the story because of the main character, because not liking it. But like I don't understand people's problems with like Chizuru, and
he's fine.
Yeah,
She's okay.
He's fine. I like Ruka, but I think her mentality is a little bit forced to be stupid. I think Blonde Girl is a plot device. And,
yeah,
Redhead's fine.
I think that my main problem is Kazuya is not the worst MC I have ever seen.
I updated my score on this, by the way.
Okay.
So I don't think Kazuya.
It doesn't matter, but
honestly, after thinking about it, Kazuya is not as bad as I initially thought.
Why are we talking about Yakuza?
But
it's like Kazuya's weird.
He gets better later in the story.
I assume he gets developed.
Even from the beginning, he's not a bad person per se. He's not.
I just wish they dialed back on. I get it. He's really horny. You could have just dialed back on those scenes a little bit.
Yeah,
that's my main problem. Like, because I thought about it and I was like, he probably gets some development that I'm missing here. They over accentuate like the horny scenes, and that might be the anime's fault. But it's like that's not exactly.
The anime did focus on the horny scenes more than the manga.
Okay,
I remember, but.
Manga also had the fish.
The manga, the anime left the fish out, which is like the best character because the fish is just super funny.
The best part about the Kanokari manga is, first of all, the fashion, and second of all, like the side commentary and the annotations with both the fish and like, just like little side notes on the sides of panels.
Those are like development, but it got thrown out.
I'll say 3 of these girls are cute looking. I don't like this girl's bangs, the red hair girl's bangs. That's my take.
Damn.
Bangs do look kind of weird. I won't lie.
Yeah, I like the other three.
It's not this subversive like masterpiece of writing or thing. It's like you know what you're getting into when you're reading this. Chances are, if
literally called Rent a Girlfriend.
If you found Rent a Girlfriend, you started watching it for a reason. You knew the reason why. You weren't expecting something like amazingly deep or subversive. It's a show that you're watching. You know what you're getting yourself into, and you can't expect anything more from that. Is it trash? No. Is it very linear with what it's trying to do? Yes. Should have never been animated? It's fine.
I mean, I'll probably...
The anime's fine.
I mean,
I just want everyone to go to my profile and look at my updated Kanokari score, and then tell me what they think of it in Anime Club.
Alright, give me a second. I have to do this.
You definitely put it out of 10. Alright, where is this?
Let's see. Where is my pitchfork?
Is it a 10? I'm gonna hard call it's a 10.
I'm gonna call it as a 10. Is it just... Is it...
it's still 8.5.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still...
that's the anime. Look at the manga.
What's the manga?
Did you rate the Sumi one higher?
I did originally, yeah.
Alright, yeah. Called it.
All right, I'm
Makes sense.
honestly you like what you like. I'm not gonna knock you on anything.
We've done what we need to on this.
Yeah, we've done all we need.
But the Sumi spinoff's really good. If you don't like Rent a Girlfriend, you might like the Sumi spinoff. Although currently the current chapter Kazuya came in, so.
Here's the thing: if there's one thing everyone should like, it's the OP.
Yeah, the OP's good.
The OP is very good.
I actually like Peggy's, but that's just a personal
taste
thing.
We shall.
Tragedy.
All right, it is time.
I don't like their.
Or I'll wait till the conversation to finish. All right.
Style.
Next. 23. The Sky Crawlers is a terrible movie. You people who. I don't even know what this is. You just talk about it.
You felt obligated to include this, Vinay. You can have a
Talk about it.
So,
If you felt so compelled to put this in my inbox, the least you can do is give your reasoning.
all right, if you ever want a fun like 20 or like 5 minutes wasted, just go read my Annie-list comment for this. Anyhow, so I was told to watch this movie by Brendan because he said he wanted thoughts on it. And the whole premise is that for the first 3/4 of it or so, it's like this really like avant-garde war is bad because, or no, war is needed because humans want peace kind of movie where like people are fighting fake war shit. And then the last 1/4 says, all right, so you know everything that happened before, yeah, just ignore that. Instead, we're going to focus on the relationship between the two main characters who have had negative development this whole time. And at the end, we're not going to change anything. It's getting reset back to the way it was. Pretend you care.
I don't know
Great
if I'd go
movie,
with
guys.
every comment you said on that, but it's worth knowing that the reason I watched this was because I was looking at all of the movies that
Also, why did you flip our scores?
Can I do that again? God damn it.
No.
I can guarantee I do not have this at a 7.5.
I was so confused while he was talking about how it's so bad.
I was also
No.
confused.
No.
By the way, but the whole reason I watched this movie to begin with was because it was made by the same guy who made or at least it was directed by the same guy who directed Ghost in the Shell. As you can tell by some of the faces having some similar stylings to them, but for me, I just found it interesting to begin with. I didn't think it was perfect. I thought it was flawed in some areas and there was some weird pacing at points, but I just liked how it was kind of like this slow brooding like mystery that was getting solved. I actually liked the tone of how dark it was. I liked how like sort of I'm trying to say like detached things felt. It was an interesting watch for me, and it was a weird mix up. I didn't necessarily find it like thrilling, but it wasn't boring.
I can agree it wasn't boring. However, my issue is that like the cinematography was great. I really enjoyed that.
The dogfights were nice.
Yeah, no, the dogfights were great. I just think like a lot of the normal cinematography was also good. It's just that it was very dark and brooding and like mysterious, but never actually did anything with that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think it's because the Skycrawler is a series of books. It's a series of books that I think they condensed into a movie.
I mean,
so there were a lot of time skips and things they had to do to like force it in.
I think in that at that point, it's just like, why are you adapting it as a movie then? Make it a series.
I think as a 12-episode show, this could have been something interesting.
Maybe if it had time to like develop the main characters, then maybe I would.
All the things I think the main two still got the time they needed. I think it was a few aspects about the world that could have used a little more time. But you know, there's only so much we can talk about since it's us two. Let's move on.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, I don't know.
You get to have your fun. Now
I don't know.
Someone else has to have their fun.
I don't know what this movie is.
Boy.
This movie just sounds like people crawling in the sky. I guess.
That would be infinitely more interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just going based on the title. Like,
Anyways.
I would like to see random
Next.
weird creatures
Next.
crawl on the.
Next.
But that guy has terrible take on swords in anime. What?
So this wasn't me, but like this is 100% correct.
What?
This is
I have no idea what the context of this is.
What is the
What does
context?
it mean?
So,
What
so
is
here's the
this?
thing.
What is the context of this? Please
Someone,
tell me.
someone
This isn't
explain.
I don't think this is me. So he keeps saying
I'm
how
so
fucking
confused.
boring. He keeps saying how boring swords are in anime, and I just disagree. He's never seen Sword of the Stranger.
Oh,
Right.
he's
And
talking
Last
about.
Sword of the Stranger.
Oh, he's
Oh.
talking about
Wait, so
that.
how do you have that take? How do you have that take still?
Wait, then
I
Howard.
think swords like. How do I explain?
Sword's bad. Okay.
No, swords are cool.
It's not sword bad.
What is your take in the first place?
Wait, I'm trying to figure out how to
When
phrase
have
it.
you ever talked about I think
I've never
love
heard you
said
talk
this,
about
and
swords in
I
my
was so
life.
excited about this, and I never got around to being able to comment on what it was.
I've spoken about the Mason. I think that swords are overused in anime.
No. You said
I
that
guess
swords
it's
are
better.
boring. You said there's only so much you can do with swords. We're
Yes,
talking about shitty-
exactly.
So, no, so,
You know, I
we're
like how
talking
you
about, we're
say that,
talking
but then
about
you recommend.
I mean-
I like how you say that, but then you recommend we watch not even Symphogear, where one of the main villains' power is she's immune to anything that she semantically defines as being a sword.
All right, I would like to
No,
bring
but
up.
then Tsubasa
Alright.
is just like these are wings.
Okay, I want to
And then-
bring up. I want to bring up something bold that I just thought of that is a comparison. In music, you only have a certain amount of ways that you can construct a rhythm. You only have a certain amount of ways you can construct a sword in an anime, but they haven't run out of ideas yet. They can.
Here's the thing, like, how can you say that, like, sword? There's only so much you can do with swords when Roronoa or Zoro exists.
Yeah, that's one of the things you can do.
I mean, the thing is, you can do.
Going over there.
You can.
No, but
like, not necessarily a bad.
Hey guys. Wait, here's a brilliant idea. What if we?
What is it?
What if we take a sword and we put a gun on it?
Yo,
Oh my god.
wow, that's amazing.
And then we take people who have sword guns and we put them in a battle high school.
I feel like I've heard this premise.
Where this is going. However,
wait, is this shit the Salt Lily?
This is Ruby.
Yo, Final Fantasy VIII sword gun.
So basically what I'm saying is that Tsubasa sucking with swords is entirely on the Symphogear writers not knowing how to write a badass sword wielder.
Well, yes. I have had good media where swords are used. I have read one Sword of the Stranger.
Shout out to Gintoki wooden sword is cool, even though
Gintoki has some really cool choreography with his sword too.
yes.
I'm just saying that it is a very easy to use and easy to like make boring weapon.
It's lazy.
I mean, if you want to,
it can be lazy.
I mean, if you want to talk, if you want to talk about, okay, can I say one thing? If you want to talk, if you want to, okay,
good aspects of a short, great.
If you want to talk about,
no, you're telling me that like when Zoro and Stampede cut the fucking meteor in half, that wasn't sick as fuck.
All right, so here's the let me as someone who is someone who comes from playing a good amount of Fire Emblem where swords are everywhere. I think anime does a better job than Fire Emblem, which is just the same iron swords over and over again.
That's because Fire Emblem can't animate all that.
I know you can't animate all that shit, but like it's not an issue for me.
Fire Emblem ran out of money to animate that shit.
Yeah, but yeah, because they're
I just want to ask, what the fuck is this picture?
yeah, I don't fucking know.
I need to find a second image.
Effie is amazing. Fuck you, Chris.
To Vinay's physique.
Oh yeah, I like how this opinion has been like a thing since he's been alive. Apparently.
Chris, Zoro from One Piece, Sword of the Stranger.
All right.
They do some really cool shit in Attack on Titan if you count that.
All right.
Samurai Champloo.
All right. Yeah, Attack on Titan is cool. All right. I think we should go next. Okay.
Yeah.
Vicious.
25. One Punch Man didn't get worse when it stopped becoming a barrier. It's just as good as it was. I think the problem was the new studio having the pacing issues and just.
I mean,
just read Murata's adaptation.
I should just read them.
The thing is, One Punch Man, it wasn't primarily a parody. I viewed it mostly as an exploration of how hero society can be flawed. It's similar to My Hero Academia, but instead of having kids in a hero high school, they have this guy who just completely breaks the foundation of society by just breaking all the rules and showing how flawed that this system can be. And it was interesting because he was bouncing off of all these side characters.
I mean, I love satires next to the next guy. Like I kind of liked it for a lot of the
series. It was satirical at points, but it was also an interesting exploration of that. But then with season 2, it's like Saitama just takes a backseat to all of this, and all these other characters all of a sudden have to like hold all of the weight of the show, and it suddenly just becomes like this hero society where it's just Garo being mad at people for reasons, and it's actually not all that interesting.
The animation of season 2 being not as good also just hurts.
Yeah, the animation being scuffed is rough. I just didn't find the narrative to be all that interesting after a certain point. In fact, I think the weakest parts of One Punch Man season 1 were the last 2 episodes where it's like that group of 5 heroes just fighting the marble dude on the ground.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't have any attachment to any of these guys. Why do I care about them solving the battle with the dude covered in goo with the marbles?
It's because it's not paced particularly well, at least the anime. I think even while it's fantastic, it like leaves out a lot of what, at least from what I've read of the manga and the webtoon, have in terms of like, they make it very clear that it's not a show about Saitama.
Oh boy, Tiger Bunny.
It's a show like around Saitama, if that makes sense.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, I'm not saying like, everything needs to be centered around him. No, but it's like he needs to have some kind of involvement, because the whole show is about how his disposition affects hero society and how it shows how flawed it is.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not really.
I do it at least.
I mean, I'm gonna
use a tool to explore it, but as the series goes on, it becomes increasingly clear. The more they do that, the more it's a cop-out. and it's like you can't have every single arc have the same, like, not punchline, but the same lens of Saitama as like the one you're viewing it through. And I think the most recent arcs in the manga, at least, have been fantastic with that, where it's like they're showing how fucked up like this hero-villain dichotomy can be through lens other than Saitama, because like he's just like sitting somewhere and just chilling while the shit is going down.
Also, I wanted
and
to
it still managed to be like just as impactful.
I wanted to say, feel free to disagree with me. I think the main reason I didn't rate season 2 lower is I actually find the concept of King very interesting.
King's good.
Yeah, I think
King is good.
Yeah,
King is good.
Yeah, King is very, especially considering how how much I like the fraud archetype in general. Like I just
the thing is, King is similar to Saitama, that they're both kind of like ways that they show that hero society can be flawed.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a similar example of Garo too, where it's like, you know, he's trying to show how flawed this is, but I didn't find Garo as interesting to watch as King, because I thought King was actually both entertaining and like an interesting case study.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically all our takes on this. I think we should go next.
Next, 26. Higurashi Go being advertised as a remake. You people can talk about this. I don't know anything.
Advertises a remake rather than its viewer base. I'm honestly unsure what it is as of right now. I think it is still far too early, because like at this, it's weird because first of all, this is for everybody. Go watch the original Higurashi. It's an incredible series. Anyhow, that aside, Higurashi Go, it's like it starts off as a remake, and then 2 episodes in, it turns out to be a sequel, and then it went back to being a remake with slight differences. So at this point, it's just like, what is exactly going on? No one knows. The show isn't over yet. I can't tell.
Here's my take on this. I had zero interest in watching Higurashi from the get-go, but after hearing all of the nonsense about how this new season has been going, I now have negative interest. I want -7 to do with this show.
I'd still say you watch like the original and Kai if you ever want to watch like a good history, just because they're really, really good and it's a complete story.
Well, consider what
you don't have to deal with whatever the hell this is.
Yeah, I mean,
you can just watch original Kai and just stop it there. Because that is just like a complete story.
I'll consider watching the original, but I don't know about this new.
Yeah, I don't know about this either. Like, I think this is only a take you can really.
I can't say anything
analyze
about it.
Once it's over.
Yeah.
All right. No other comments?
No.
No, not for watch Higurashi.
Next.
Not this, I guess then. All right. Bad shows like School Days are often more enjoyable than good ones, even without coherency. Can I say that I understand this to a certain extent? That some shows are terrible, but
you know how you're supposed to eat 3 square meals a day? You know, you're not supposed to just chow down on Jolly Ranchers and Starbursts.
All right, can I defend this?
Like place in your life, but it's supposed to be moderated.
Good. Can I?
You need your good shit.
Can I defend? I would like to defend this take, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, because sometimes I want to endlessly stare into the void instead of watching something that will give me joy. Why? I can't answer.
Did you honestly say that you enjoyed watching Naria Girls more than you enjoyed the best parts of Gintama?
No. I'm saying
you're talking about binge drinking Natty Light versus like having a fine bourbon.
No. I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with this take. I'm trying to think of what this person is thinking.
This is the difference between having like a nice mixed drink versus going to McDonald's and mixing all the fountain drinks together into one cup.
I'm sorry about the ads. I don't know why there's so many ads.
I feel like this is from Matt.
Why are these random ads? Like, I don't understand why they're here.
Beats me.
I'm not the one who's causing all these ads. I'm not saying run ads.
Ad block, I don't know.
Use ad block, I don't know. I mean,
but I think this is a little bit like, I think there's different ways to word this, but I think saying that they're often more enjoyable, you either need to find better, like...
I mean, they can be more...
You need to either find better, good shows, or I'm concerned about how your sense of entertainment functions.
Random ads suck.
Who am I to judge that?
I think it's just like, when you're in the mood for a bad show, you're in the mood
Man,
for a bad
that's
show.
really dumb.
But I never consider watching like only bad shows over like only good shows.
Too. That sucks. I need to figure out how to get back on that block. All right. Next.
I think
oh shit, the panda. Hell yeah. Yay! Alright, the rest of Juju Kaisen lives up even slightly the first of the anime here.
Yeah, that's just that. What else came out this year?
Panda.
I think the number one thing
I don't agree.
Kaguya season 2.
Yeah, Kaguya season 2.
Panda hype.
So I like Jujutsu way more than that, so I'd probably go with this. And the thing is, I know for a fact it does continue to be like really fucking good. So it's just all in the animation. It's all in the actors. It's all in the actors.
I mean, this is.
I'm trying to think other big things.
That's
season
for
up
depraved
there.
people.
It has a fucking panda.
Origairu season 3 would be up there.
But it doesn't have a panda.
I
don't care if I haven't seen it hack. I would not think this would be the anime of the year.
But
even
does
if I have seen it.
but
I thought you said hack.
But do any other anime have a panda as a main character? I don't think so.
Oh, Kuma Bear.
What?
They don't actually have a panda in that.
No, but like
They
We Bear Bears? That counts.
I mean, technically that counts, but I'm talking anime.
They got 2 bears.
I'm kind of memeing. I just like the panda. I mean, honestly, I think it could potentially. It could be, but I don't know.
No, she's not a. Sorry, she's a bear. My mistake.
Here's the question: does it have the potential to be anime of the decade or anime of the year? Do you think?
No, not anime of the decade. There is no way it's not mainstream enough.
Do you think it has the potential to be that?
Based on majority opinion, yes.
It could.
Personally, I'm still holding out for Dragon Quest to like. But that is also nostalgia. So
for me, I haven't watched a ton of new stuff. So like Jujutsu or like
I'd recommend it, Chris.
Very
it's
biased
good.
towards Haikyuu, but like those are my 2 that I've like came out in 2020 that I really like.
No, it's actually good. I'd say it's good, but it's not gonna be anime of the year because I feel like people are just gonna say, "Oh, this thing that's more mainstream is gonna be the thing of the year." Could it be in terms of...
Jujutsu is mainstream.
Is it actually mainstream?
Jujutsu,
I don't even know it.
Jujutsu is the most popular thing on Crunchyroll this season.
Really?
It's on Jump. It's a Jump production.
I don't know.
And it's been in Jump for like 200 chapters now.
Oh,
Wait a
really?
minute, I just realized, guys. What are the chances that Tower of God gets anime of the year?
I think that's
none.
low. What about God of High School though?
No, that's not getting anime of the year. I actually didn't know that. Now I've learned something the other day.
Had a lot of like widespread appeal. Even if I don't think it was all that good.
I didn't know this about JJK, so I learned something today.
There's a difference between like what deserves it and what's gonna get it.
200, 300 chapters.
Yeah. What I think deserves it is completely different than what other people think.
I haven't seen
Winter. Aizuken was winter. I think a lot of the hype for that died down once people got bored of the OP.
I mean, I feel like I stopped Aizuken after episode 3 because I was watching too many shows at once, and I never went back to it because it didn't like grab me.
Eden was this year.
Yeah, dude, winter was tight.
I don't want to.
He started in winter.
It feels like 3.5 years ago.
Time is my time. My sense of time is fucked right now.
Time is a concept, and all that.
What do you guys think? Next take or?
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We don't.
29. The Gurren Lagann ending was absolute nonsense. Fuck you. It was just two people screaming and seeing which one could be the biggest. Dude, okay.
It's like it is nonsense, but like the whole show is about that.
The whole show is literally about
just giant.
Mute yourself if you don't want to hear the ending. By the way, mute yourself, Emma, if you don't want to hear it.
It's piercing the heavens. Like that's the whole point.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Like the ending, you could say the ending was complete and utter nonsense, but I'm gonna say to an extent, yeah, you're having a fucking battle against the entirety of the other universe, or like you know, you're fighting.
Thing, though?
No, it's not. Like also the ending kind of makes sense to me to some extent, where you can't go.
It's the whole point.
Yeah, I know. It's a hype.
All the stars in the sky are allies. Like
yeah, dude, I don't care if it was absolute nonsense. It was fucking godlike. Like,
it's like if you have this issue with the ending, do you have issues with the other 20-something episodes of this show having the same kind of logic?
Yeah, no. Like, the other thing is like the actual ending, where you know Simon, you know, you see Simon in the end going back to where he was at the beginning. I was kind of like, you know, it reminds me of that thing where you're
he's an old grizzled vet.
Yeah,
he's the digger.
He's the digger. Simon. I mean,
Simon, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just say Simon because my brain thinks
Chris is correcting you.
Simon.
I think this ending was absolutely fitting for this show.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't have it any other way. The last thing I want in Gurren Lagann is like grounded realism.
The only thing I thought was nonsense in Gurren Lagann was how it handled the time skip, but beyond that,
I didn't like how it handled characters, but that's like.
Oh no! I also think Nia and Yoko got character assassinated.
I agree with that. Times. I mean, I think they did, but like, despite that, I felt like
in regards to the plot, I think the nonsense mostly stems from how it handles time skip. But beyond that, I think the ending is perfectly fitting and one of the most iconic I've seen.
Also, it has. It's not talking about the start, more specifically the ending, but I just want to say the first episode is one of my favorite first episodes of an anime.
For sure, it's good.
It's so
good.
When
it ends on like the drill like spinning in the sky, and it's like this is our new like frontier.
Yeah,
that was sick.
I kind of like the idea of handing it off to the next generation as well. It's like I've accomplished all I can with spiral power, I guess.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
The curtains are blue.
All right, I guess. All right, good on that take. We have. Yeah. Is Emma muted or? No.
We'll be back.
She went to get water. Yeah.
Oh, she went to get back. Should I just wait a sec for her to get back, or?
No, you'll be fine. Keep going.
All right. Oh fuck, Ruby! No! Oh no! Why? Why did you put this in? No! Why?
In their right mind would ever summon Ruby on the survey.
Why?
Okay.
All right. Let's. Can I? Oh man. I have to talk. Can I talk about Jean?
Give me B.
Give me A. Give me A. I need A because Jean is my third least favorite instead of my least favorite. So I am talking about A.
None of these are hot takes.
No, they're not.
No, I just want to talk about B.
Okay, does anyone want to talk about C through F? I'm taking A.
Oh, I want to talk about C too.
I mean, C is true. Bumblebee fucking sucks.
Tiago comes out in 8 days or whatever.
All right, who is?
Oh, so no, give me B, because here's the thing. John is a surfer.
Okay,
like,
can I?
He's horrible. B. So here's the thing. Sun is the best character in the show.
He is.
Sun's up there for sure.
Sun is up there. Crow is the best character.
Crow. Yeah, Sun and Crow.
Sun and Crow, Ironwood.
Is it hard to be the best character of this show, though?
No,
not particularly,
not
but
at
like,
all.
there's so much better that it's laughable.
This show is
There
terrible.
are some actual peaks and some nice moments, but like Ruby's not setting a high bar.
Blake is like an awful human in all aspects, and every single second she's on screen, it could be a moment we're spending with someone else.
He's like, Blake, I think from the beginning had potential, but from seasons 1 through 3, they just kept on forcing her into the same subplot over and over, and then once 4 through 6 come around, they just leash her to Sun, they just don't have good synergy at all.
And then here's the thing, Bumblebee, that's the Yang and Blake thing that they made canon. So here's the thing. It is horrible and it exists to appease shippers. What makes it really awful is that in canon, Blake kissed Sun goodbye, and then she went to go scissor Yang.
Yeah, no, that just seems wrong to me.
They start this.
What the fuck?
Could I talk about? Could I go back to Jean and say, well, that is entirely true, and A is not even a hot take, and his writing is terrible. I still believe that Oscar is a far worse offense than
Oscar
Jean
might
is.
be the worst character, yeah.
No, he is by far. He is worse. Like Jean could have been good. I can't see any way to make Oscar good at all.
I think F is the most interesting of the takes here.
Yeah, no,
Weiss has been broken. I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You look at Weiss and her power system, and it's like, how is this character not taken over half the galaxy?
Because the thing is, like, Weiss is the best of the original 4. Her kid is cool, and then they like demote her to summoning duty instead of like actually fighting with the sword.
3 seasons just summoning a stupid.
Like
it's supposed to be like this character development moment. It's like you can do literally every other thing in existence besides do this.
Yeah,
and
like
win every fight.
why aren't you like a hype-ass swordswoman who's just fucking destroying the world? Instead, you're just some stupid mage.
Is the person in Ruby's Blade supposed to be her mom that we've never met, Summer?
What?
Probably.
What?
What?
Yeah. Who's in that blade? Or is that Cinder? I can't tell.
What?
The shit.
Oh no! In the Ardet Cinder.
No, you're not. No, her blade is not her mother. That doesn't make sense.
Like, is it canon that like, oh, I was born from this scythe?
No,
This is my blood.
Listen, Mercury's not even on here. Cinder is a whole other bag
That just
of
doesn't
worms.
make sense at all.
But also, Dust is fucking stupid. Also,
Yes.
Ruby is
also
stupid.
the adults are
It's just
better.
stupid.
The adults are better. And a show about like Summer, Crow, Ty, and Raven would be way better.
I think I would watch if they were the main protagonists. I would just watch the show and just enjoy it way more. I agree. You dread him. Yeah. I'm sorry, Tiago. Oh wait, is it Reggie? I mean, if it's Reggie, yeah, sure. Just send it to me, and I'll show it at the end of the stream.
I'm gonna say is we are hyped ?
No, I'm not hyped. I don't.
No one cares about the spoilers.
I'm hyped for the group watch. I'm hyped for the watch together.
I don't think this is gonna be me being hyped as me just feeling constipated while I watch.
No. The watch together is gonna be great.
Let's go next.
Final minute. Any closing thoughts? Closing thoughts?
Oh wait, actually, I have a thought.
Season 3 is the worst thing made by humans.
No. I think Ruby 5 is some of the worst median I've ever seen. No. Fuck you. 5 is terrible. 5 is fucking trash.
Crazy.
Watch season 8.
You're all crazy.
No, dude. 3
Ruby 5 so much better.
No, how is 5 is like terrible? I've seen.
Yeah,
I rather watch
dog shit. But
yeah,
like,
5 is
like 3 is like a crater.
How is my
fecal
question?
Matter of like hippopotamus.
Yes, but like 5, nothing fucking happens. 3 has bullshit, sure, but at least I feel interested.
Something happened, but it's not particularly good. 5 is just straight up boring and awful characters.
The thing is, I rather have bullshit awful. I rather have bullshit awful and like shit I'm annoyed with than like, oh, nothing actually happened. I can't even be pissed.
No, but
The bees.
Let's keep going. We can hit our minute.
The bees are fine. The bees are not as dumb as
what? I can't. No, I can't fucking. Alright, we have to move on, or else we're gonna talk for hours. Alright, next. A Silent Voice is extremely overrated movie. Who the manga reveals how Russia was.
Bait. Not bait.
I mean, I think the pacing was.
I haven't put my movies.
I mean, actually, as someone who gave it a 9 instead of a 10, I think that if it was an anime, I would have probably given it a 10.
You
but
guys
it feels
think
rushed.
this is bait? This is not a take I took from the surveys. This is a take that I took from an over. What is your most take on like overrated anime? And Silent Voice comes up a lot, and it's not just because of the first sentence. The second one's important.
Right.
Okay, so I've read the manga and watched the anime, so.
Skip it.
No, don't skip it. No.
No, we're not skipping it. Mute it. Like, mute yourself if you haven't seen it.
To it.
Or mute
mostly
it.
in that it feels like they're different genres at times, where the manga feels more like coming of age and just sort of like figuring out your place. It feels more like the anime is like overcoming tragedy, if that makes sense.
I mean, I kind of liked that aspect of it, where the bully tries to atone for his past actions.
Yeah, I know, like, it's kind of hard to say. They're both nuanced in their own way. I think both are great, and I would probably give both a 10.
The thing is, I keep seeing comments that say, like, after I read the manga, I can't view the movie in the same way. It's terrible because it doesn't develop people the same way. It's like, does that mean the movie's bad? I thought the movie gave everyone enough time.
They're practically different genres.
I feel like
if it's a different story, then so be it. I thought the movie, as a self-contained, almost 2-hour package, it tells what it needs to tell, and I was interested throughout. And then they're like, "Oh, but the kids act immature, and we don't know why." It's like, it's because they're kids who have problems who haven't been solved yet, and they don't know how to take it out on anyone but each other.
I think it's also
someone's like kids are acting immature as like a negative.
No, they literally said these kids are so mature. It's like it's because they're high schoolers who can't get over the fact that they bullied a deaf girl to the point of her having to leave.
Yeah,
and they're all guilty about it.
I mean,
and they haven't addressed it.
I mean, honestly,
they have interpersonal issues and they're behaving like actual high school about it.
yes, they're being petty and they're being immature about it, but it's like, oh, this goes back to your point about how they just have to have a simple conversation. It's like, this gives you a tangible reason why they haven't.
But the thing is like, if there's just thing with simple conversations, this isn't a simple conversation thing because it's heavily emotional, and like it's not like, oh, it's not fucking Hibiki never explaining why anything is the way it is. it's people like feeling shit about themselves, having to confront that themselves first, and then have those conversations where they're not blaming themselves and just owning everything.
That's being human.
Yeah, that is being human.
Yes, like I get not liking the movie. I just don't think like comparing it to the manga and saying that's why it's overrated is a good argument in the slightest.
Of course, the manga is going to have more details about the group as a whole, but you know what? I didn't need the group as a whole to think this movie was a 10.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that was just like part of me giving it a 9 was mostly because I wish there was more. Or I don't know. Pacing is a big thing for me, especially like with this type of story, and I wish it was slightly more fleshed out, but it was still like really, really good. So like I gave it a 9. But
yeah, that's valid.
I think if I had a little more time on a couple parts, it would have been good, but like I didn't need it.
If it was 15, let me say this, it was like 15, 20 minutes longer, I probably would have given it a 10. Not in like, like if it addressed, like it took the 15 to 20 minutes to address like the few things I wish were fleshed out more than it would have. You get what I'm saying.
All right, timer boys, let's keep going.
Next. 32, in ReZero. Oh boy, Subaru is purposely meant to seem problematic and annoying at first. If you felt that way about him, the author succeeded. I mean, yes.
So if the character shit, it's like...
Yes.
I was having a conversation and they straight up told me this, and I was like, doesn't this just mean that I'm not interested in the story anymore?
Right.
Yes. I mean, he starts...
There's a difference between having a character who's deplorable, but I'm interested in their story, and a character who's just so overtly miserable to watch and whose intentions make no sense that I have no investment in their story.
I mean, the thing is with Subaru to me is you start off like, oh, I'm in a new fantasy world, and he's like, oh god, I'm dead, and like, why am I here again? And then like shit kind of goes based on that. It kind of reminds me of I don't know, I think Oliver has made this comparison where it reminds me of Steins Gate kind of, but not as endearing and in a completely different setting, you know, like because the time travel aspects.
Well, I think there's this misconception that like every character who is good has to be likable. It's like, no,
that's not true at all.
You have interesting characters that you want to watch who are overtly bad people.
Yeah,
or who are
like
overtly
one of the most famous, and you know, Long Leg McGee, the One Piece guy you love so much in that GIF.
Long
Yes, that guy. So he's like a horrible person, but the thing is, he's charismatic as fuck, and he's like a very beloved character because of it. Like, not beloved in the sense that like people love watching him.
I mean,
like people love mass murderers. They love narcissists. They love these things, but like they want to have an interesting personality that's like either a case study to follow or something they can admire.
Oh god, Kazuma. Yeah, I like Kazuma, even though he's an asshole.
Kazuma's like here's the thing. Kazuma and like Subaru seem to be like the exact same person, but Kazuma's like in a comedy setting, and Subaru is just a horn dog. So like.
I mean, but Kazuma's also Kazuma's big horny.
But no, I think the concept of Subaru is fine, but if they just refined some of his intentions and some of his decision making, and I get it's like he's supposed to make mistakes and stuff, but it's like no human being in existence would act the way he would for reasons he did. I mean, in the early episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I feel like he definitely I like how he gets better, but the first few episodes at least, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, horn dog. Wait a second.
I
don't know. I'm not
doesn't make sense.
I think people complained about the first episode of season 2.
I mean, I thought
people complain about who's Ram because people don't stop saying it.
I mean, the thing is, I think the concept of like, oh, there's this character that we all knew, like, and this character, oh, no one remembers them. I feel like a show like Bunny Girl Senpai, or Rascal Does Not, you know, that show did it great in its first arc, but this is an entirely different setting and entirely different genre. I think it can work.
Actually, hasn't this plot point happened multiple times?
Yeah, it's happened in a lot of different shows.
maybe that's their issue. It's repetitive, I guess.
I mean, it kind of is repetitive, but I get the complaint that it's not necessarily done in a unique way. It's just kind of like, oh, villain guy makes this person a husk, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not like complaining about it, but it's not a new concept. Like, I'm not gonna. It's okay, but I'm not saying like, yo, shit, I'm so hyped that no one remembers who blue-haired maid girl is. Now I'll finally be able to get my 40K life-size figurine.
How's the group funding for that going?
Terrible.
Do we have enough money yet? Are we at least halfway there?
Probably not.
It's a tragedy.
If only
It's a tragedy.
If only Mr. Beast was a weeb and he would buy that and give it away to someone.
Alright, full honesty, point C is mine.
Next.
I don't get it. Maybe that's because the only harm I've seen is Rent a Girlfriend, but
I think a lot of the like the maid sisters, white hair girl whose name I can't remember, a lot of the other princesses from the other regions. There's just this really weird, needless like romance that they apply to it, where it's like these characters who actually have some interesting features get character assassinated just to become pseudo love interests for Subaru, which makes no sense given anything that's shown. Rem in particular is actually a really interesting character, but then they just force her into this "I'll follow you anywhere" kind of deal, and it's like, why?
Yeah, I mean,
why does this even happen? I get it, you saved her like maybe once or something, but it's like,
but that's like that's only with Rem and Amelia.
No, the other princesses in the other regions end up like that too.
I'm sorry that ads are.
Wait, hold on. Are you like based on the web novel?
Oh, from the show that I watched.
From the show, I didn't really see that.
In season 1, I couldn't unsee it. It just feels like there's this like really needless like harem that gets formed around it, and it's not as overt as shows that are literal harems, but it's there. And I thought it brought a lot of the characters down who actually were interesting.
Man, Tiago, he's getting all the ads. Oh no. Oh.
Right. That's all we can pretty much do for this. I think we should keep going.
Next, 33. Okay, you guys talk about this. I don't know shit about Nisekoi.
Is this Jay's take?
Wait. Who hates Onodera?
Oh, this.
I think almost all of anime.
I think this is a lot of weebs in general take because.
Like, wait.
Question about this.
Yeah. I'm a Nisekoi expert.
Nisekoi doesn't particularly have the greatest cast, but people talk about her, like, the leadership say, like, what's your favorite character from Nisekoi? And they'll be like, oh, it's Onodera, and people, like...
No, okay, here's the thing, what weebs can get mad about me. Onodera was my favorite because she actually spent the most time with Raku.
Who are any of these characters? I don't know.
Like, it's not anything like, oh my god, like, I love her so much, blah, blah, blah. I just liked her like vibe with Raku. I thought she was cute. It was whatever.
What is it?
And then fucking blonde girl, right?
Chitoge.
So yeah, Chitoge. And then the two of them. The one that's just Naoto, Persona Naoto, with the blue hair. She sucks. And then Mari sucks too. But the thing is like they're, oh my god, they're so funny, blah 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 blah. They're used for comedy and they clearly won't win. And so all that time with them feels like time wasted. That makes sense.
No, I agree. No, I mean, it was obvious in the beginning who was going to win this whole thing.
Like, here's the thing with Chitoge, the way that she ended up winning was really
I've been spoiled.
And not good.
Dude,
you're not gonna read it. You're not.
And on top of that, poor Onodera, what she has to go through with that.
So here's the thing: with Onodera went through hell, and then also like, she didn't deserve it because the popularity polls at the last by 2 votes decided that Chitoge was gonna win, which is what really sucks. And the fact that there was like several moments where like they were going to get together, but the plot said no. Is really dumb.
Wait a second. Wait. Can I ask a question? So the ending was determined by a poll.
That's how a lot of hearts go.
Yeah,
what?
It was. Yeah.
Really? Wait, so this is normal.
So the reason why Raku was spending the most time on Onodera is because Onodera was winning all the popularity polls.
What?
And then and then the last one, Chitoge won. So that means by 2 votes. So Chitoge ended up being the winner.
I didn't know this was.
Crazy.
I didn't.
Here's a different take on this. It's specifically that people think that she's this awful character and you're miserable, like you're awful for liking her. It's like, does she do anything wrong?
No. She's just a cute girl that's like really shy.
She's a shy girl from a bakery who's really apprehensive about saying her feelings to Raku because of a variety of reasons. Compare that to everyone else. Blonde hair Chitoge, who is like
She ran away and got rewarded. She ran away and got rewarded.
Then you got blue hair girl who's just like comic relief, and then you got red hair
Naruto,
the daughter of a cop who changed her whole persona to get this guy to like her, and then also holds him hostage half the time to get him on dates. Explain to me what Onodera did wrong. She tried to express her feelings but got rejected because people didn't vote for her.
Two people voted for Chitoge instead.
Yeah, what I'm such a horrible person for liking the most sensible head of the four.
And she also has the cutest DD. That's a fact.
These characters also
Because it's kind of
Huh?
Oh, you died.
Voice actors.
Oh. I was going to say that these characters all look generic as fuck.
Welcome to Nisekoi.
Yeah, it's Nisekoi, bro.
Oh shit.
Right.
At the end of the stream, I'm gonna show off what Nexus made.
When we are really mad about Onodera, I like don't. It's like being mad at the existence of like.
That's cool.
Alright, next one, which I think is the last.
Alright, last one. The power of friendship is absolutely valid as a way of doing things in shows.
So here's the thing. As a shonen trash head, who Nakama powers are very common. However, if Luffy being motivated to, say, help Nakama does not necessarily grant him Nakama powers. Because it's still him doing the shit. If you all of a sudden, because of your deep desire to save your friends, all of a sudden get these powers, that's bad. That's Fairy Tail. That's Naruto.
That's just a fairy tale apologist.
I feel
if your show is like over the top magical and it's like, oh, the power of friendship and stuff, and it's actually like using that theme right, I think being overt with whole power of friendship stuff can be fine, but like, you know, like you can have shows with themes of fraternity and like loyalty and stuff like that, and whatever.
Like, that's what One Piece is in general. Like One Piece is whole themed about like it's straight up themed about like spending time with people from different walks of life and getting to know them and becoming close with them.
I mean, Luffy's whole crew is just, I like you, join us, and then he just keeps saying it until they realize, hey, this guy's actually pretty cool, let's go with him.
Yeah, no, straight up, or he like does something like overtly like kind. Or like something that like is like so like, oh, this is above and beyond what someone else would do for me.
Can I give you guys an example of how I think it can be used well? I think
that's things like One Piece isn't Nakama powers because like Luffy winning in a fight isn't like bullshit. It's Luffy's absurdly powerful.
I think that like friendship can be fine if it's like a matter of, hey, I know that or I don't know, I'm trying to think of how to like describe it. It's like if you have people who are friends and because they work well on a team, they prevail over obstacles they normally wouldn't be able to, then I think that's fine. But if it's because we're friends, we win by automatic means, then I'm not all for it at all. Just if that,
and you're saying it has to be earned.
No, I mean you earn it, but it's not directly through the power of friendship. It's because they're friends and they've done all this stuff together that they're able to adapt to their situations as a team better.
Chris, I love the power of friendship in Kill la Kill because Kill la Kill makes sense with it. Kill la Kill's over the top when it comes to that kind of thing. It can actually ride off of the overt usage of that and make it seem like valid in the universe. It's just like, oh, I'm with my friends who, like, you know, we automatically win everything without earning it or anything. That's, you know, that's just lazy writing.
No, that's fair. No,
it's just like we're gonna have this cool moment with all these characters that you know and love. That's just, you know, effectively fan servicing for the plot.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm saying it can be done correctly, but it's not directly the reason for winning. It can just be like, not like the bullshit like plot armor. I mean, it's like people work as a team. They are able to overcome insurmountable odds, but not because bullshit plot armor, because because it makes sense, because they've been through a lot together.
Alrighty.
All right.
And with that, I think we're
so we have
that's
the opening lines of the
that's really going to be it for today.
Tommy, I'm sending you something. You have to read this.
All right, I'll read it. I'll read this, and then I'm gonna do two things before I end the stream. One, I'm going to show fan art that I requested from someone.
Oh, did they finish the Regigigas?
The Reggie Steel, yeah. So Open link. You guys are looking at this in my call. It's also on stream, I think. Yeah. I hope you guys like this.
Lord.
I really hope I can hit that sub goal soon.
That's really funny.
Because I want this to be an emote. But yeah, what do you want to send?
Please get that as an emote. That's actually amazing.
Please subscribe to me on Twitch. I want that as an emote so badly. Please.
All right, send it to me.
Have you submitted any emotes at all?
How many subs? Yeah, I've submitted one so far. I think like
you need 15 sub points for.
I think I need like 5. I think I need like between 5 and 6 more sub points.
Hey guys, it's my birthday. Hey guys, it's my birthday soon. As a birthday gift, you should get a tier 3 sub to Dreadfighter FE. Nice gesture.
Yeah, I'm only going to advertise since the end of the stream. If you're still here, please consider dropping a plot. Holy shit, I can't speak because it's 2 a.m. Please consider dropping a Prime or subscribing only if you can afford it. I'm not forcing people to subscribe.
Please don't bankrupt yourself to support.
Yeah, don't bankrupt yourself.
Content creators.
Going to read it?
All right, I'm gonna read it now. Did you DM it or send it in chat?
It's in the chat.
I'm going to read this out loud.
I'm gonna say I gotta peace out.
All right.
Boys, it's getting a bit late. It's been fun. I'll watch this back in the VOD, and I'm just gonna say, dear Lord, this is quite a paste bin.
All right. This is like oh heck, also left. All right, so I guess it's you and me. This is going to be the encore of the stream, the final thing that we're doing. So you want me to read all of this?
Yes.
Out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a character stronger than Madara Uchiha? And I'm referring to Rin Tensei Madara Uchiha with the Eternal Manjikyu Sharingan and Rinnegan Dojutsus with the Rikudo Pat's ability, equipped with his Gunbai and control of the Jubi and Gaidu Maizu, a complete Susanoo with Harashima Senju's DNA implanted in his chest so he can perform Okuten, Kekkai, Gengai, and Yin Yang released ninjutsu, as well as being extremely skilled in Taijutsu and Bukijutsu. Is there a character that could even possibly even touch Madara Uchiha, let alone defeat him? And I'm not talking about Edo Tensei Uchiha Madara. I'm not talking about Gedu, Rin, Tensei, Uchiha Madara either. Hell, I'm not even talking about Jubi, Junchurikyu, Gedu, Rin, Tensei, Uchiha Madara with the Eternal Manjikyu, Sharingan, and Rinnegan Dojutsus with the Rikido abilities. Kekkai, Gengai... Alright, wait, fuck, where was I? And the Rikido abilities, and being capable of both Amaterasu and Tsukiyogi Genjutsu, equipped with his Gunbai, a perfect Susanoo, control of the... Wait, did I repeat the same thing? No, I didn't. Perfect Susanoo, control of the Jubi and Geru Mazu with Harashima Senju's DNA implanted in him. He has Mokutan. And being capable... No. Gekkai, Gengai, and perform Yin Yang release ninjutsu while being an expert in Kenjutsu and Taijutsu. I'm also not talking about Kono Yono Kusheu Furutame no Rikugo Jubi Jun Shikiri Guedo Ringe Tensei Tensei Uchiha Madara with the Eternal Manjikyu Sharingan, which is capable of Enton Amaterasu in Zakagi and Nazami, and the Shukyo Genjutsu is original to Rinnegan, which granted him Kikyushuro Shurado Tendo Ningendo Jikudo. I'm giving up on pronouncing these. I'm letting you know. Aikido, Gedo, Bancho, Tenin, Chikabe Tensei, Shinra Tenshi, Tengai Shinsei, and Banbutsu Sozo, and a third Tomei Rinnegan on his forehead, capable of using Kanton, Funton, Rainton, Donton, Sunton, Mokuton, Ranton, Inton, Yoton, and even Onmyoton Jutsu, equipped with his Gunbai, capable of using Uchigishi and a Shakujo because he is a master in Kenjutsu and Taijutsu, at perfect Susanoo that can use Yasaka no Magatama, control of both the Jubi and the Gaido Maizo, with Harashima Senju's DNA and face implanted on his chest, his 4 Rinbo Hengoku clones guarding him, and 9 Gudo Dama floating behind him after he absorbed Senjutsu from the first Hokage. Entered Rikudo Senjutsu mode, cast Mugen Tsukiyomi on everybody, and use Shin Jukai Kotan so he can use their chakra while they are under Genjutsu, I'm definitely not talking about Sasage mode Sage of the Sixth Path Jubi Jun Kiri Gedo Rin Tensai Super Saiyan 4 Chiamadar with the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan Rinnegan Mystic Eyes of Death Perception and Gias Dojutsus equipped with shining I'm almost late after reading all this at once. Shining Trapezoidon while casting Super Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann as a Susanoo, controlling the golden experience for Kirim Stand, having become the original vampire after Alucard, able to tap into the Speed Force, wearing the Kamen Rider black RX suit and Geru Mauzo, with Hashirama Senju's DNA implanted in him, so he has Smokutan Kekai Gengai and can perform Yin Yang released ninjutsu while being an expert in Kenjutsu and Taijutsu and having eaten Popeye spinach. I'm talking about Sasage mode Sage. No, I said Sasage instead of Sage mode. Sage mode Sage of the Six Paths, Jubi, Junkiru, Geru, Rinmei, Tensei, Legendary Super Saiyan 4, Chia Madara with the Eternal Makengo Sharingan, Rinnegan, Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, and Gias Dojutsu is equipped with his shining Trapezoidhedron while casting Super Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann as a Susanoo, controlling the golden experience for Kirim Stand, having become the original vampire after having absorbed Alucard as well as God Hand, able to tap into the Speed Force, wearing the Kamen Rider Black RX suit with Kryptonian DNA implanted in him and having eaten Popeye spinach while possessing quantum powers like Dr. Manhattan and having a mastered Hokuto Shinken.
So, guess how much of that's actually canon?
Most of it?
Until you get to Super Saiyan 4, all of that's canon.
Wow, that's a lot.
So here's the thing, people talk about Naruto and power escalation. It was Vinay sent this to me, where I was like joking around, and I read it out loud.
What the fuck?
And I couldn't stop laughing.
Alright,
and it's late. I didn't want to wake up my house.
Alright,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Ludweeps, yeah.
No, I'm posting this in Ludweeps right now. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post this in Ludweeps. I'm gonna laugh hysterically, and then I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah. We got it.
All right.
And
so
then, I'm gonna call it too. This is a
yeah,
lot of fun.
I'm probably actually gonna call the stream right here, but I am posting this into Ludweeps.
All right. Peace, Tommy.
Peace, Mason. All right. Thanks to everyone for showing up for a second edition of Anime Hot Takes 2. I am tired. It is 2 a.m. I would consider doing something else after, but my voice is kind of kill after reading all that. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll do another one another month and a half or so. I might come up with something in between then, but we will see. I have nothing planned, but thanks you guys for stopping by. If you're watching the VOD, thanks, Kim. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, thank you for watching the VOD as well. If you don't mind, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Real Dread Fighter, and you can catch me on twitch.tv/dreadfighterfe. With that being said, thank you guys for sticking around. Thanks to Refried, Emma, Maced God, and Hack Guy for coming on. Credit to Refried Jeans for working on the slides, and credit to all you guys for either coming in at one point in the stream, watching the VOD, or sticking to the end here. So like I said, hope you have a good night, whatever's left of it, and I'll talk to you all later.